What's up, guys? I hope you're ready to have some fun and learn some things. Today, we're doing something very special. This is not something that I've ever done before, but I think this is going to be great. Somebody commented this, I think, on the last stream, and so I thought it was a great idea. So, what I'm going to do is I have selected 5 games. I'll talk more about those games in just a second, why I picked them and where they came from. But I've selected 5 games, and what I'm going to be doing is going through the games move by move, and I'm going to be trying to guess the move that was played. I'm going to be recording, writing it down. I have a notepad here and a pen, and I'm going to keep track of how many I got correct and how many I got wrong. And if you guys want to participate and follow along with me at home, you can do this too. Get a notebook or a piece of paper, something to write on, and you can compare how many you got right with how many I got right at the end of each game. Okay, I think that'll be fun and definitely a good way to learn. So the games that I have picked come from this book. It's called The Mammoth Book of the World's Greatest Chess Games. Fantastic book. There's like 145 games in here. They were all picked for specific reasons. A lot of them are famous and well known for certain things that happen in the game or the stories behind the games. And so I'll be sharing some of those details with you guys as we go through these. But primarily, this is a training exercise as I'm, trying to get better and go for GM. This is to help me practice. Okay, so that's what we're doing. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So get out your notepad or pen or whatever, or you can just sit back and watch. That's totally fine too. But let's go ahead and get started. So first game we have is between Aaron Nimzovich and Siegbert Tarash from 1914. And each of these games has a little blurb where they talk about the game. This one, apparently, Tarash, actually, is it Tarash or Nimzovich? Let me see. Yes, Tarash actually has a double bishop sacrifice, I believe is what they said in this game. Let me see. Yeah, double bishop sacrifice. So that's kind of like a little hint, a little clue of what's coming. There's a double bishop sacrifice. Apart from that, I don't really know anything else about the game. And so, yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. So Tarash is playing as black. We're going to be viewing this from black's perspective. And one thing that I'm not sure about is like which move to start on. So I'm just going to kind of go through some of the opening moves. And then when I feel like we're at like maybe a critical moment or a good spot, we'll just start from there. So, okay, this is interesting. They're both kind of throwing the pawns forward. Okay. E3. Okay, everybody's developing. This is totally symmetrical. Knight C6. B3. Okay, very symmetrical position. We'll see if black plays B6 here. Yes. Okay, so Knight D2. Okay, so we have the exact same position with the difference that this knight is on D2. This knight is on C6. Now, I would think the knight on C6 is slightly better placed because it puts more pressure on the center. But I guess you could make the argument that here you're not blocking your bishop. So, okay, that's the only difference. Everything else is exactly the same. So this is actually really funny. All right, let's keep going. Rook C1. Do I want to start here? Let's maybe do a couple more moves. What do you guys think? Yeah, let's do a couple more moves. Queen E7. He captures. He captures. Knight to H4. Okay, let's start right here. This seems like a perfect moment to start. All right. So our task is to figure out what move black would play. So go ahead. If you want to pause the video after each move and think before you hear what I'm going to say, go ahead and do that because I am going to talk through what I'm thinking about before I come up with my move. All right. So let me see. What's up, Rob? Hey, Ryan. Hey, Waddy. How you guys doing? All right. So here we go. I'm going to give you my thoughts. The knight is hanging. That looks like a very strange move. My instinct is jump our knight forward to attack this guy. There's also this idea of like check and take the knight, but it doesn't work because the queen comes out. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that. We could also play knight g. No, we can't. That's a free piece. All right, so yeah, it seems like knight e4 makes sense. Let me just think if there's anything else we could potentially play. Because the knight is coming in here. So, I mean, we could try to stop it, but that's a really weakening move on our king. So I feel like this should be the move. Let's see what happens, though, if the knight comes in anyway. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I can't believe we would play bishop c8. That looks absurd. I mean, g6 might be a move. because then the knight is just looking really silly. And I don't know if white can take advantage of this diagonal. So, okay, I'm definitely thinking g6 is an option, but I'm thinking that this should be better. But if they just go there, I don't really see what I'm doing. They're going to get the bishop. Do I dare play g6 in this position? Wow. But I didn't think this was going to be so hard. I'm already like having a hard time here. Okay. I think I would stop it. I think I would stop it. Yes, it's super weakening, but then the knight is, does the knight just go back and then you just completely wasted 2 moves? Well, you've created the, oh man, I don't know. I don't know, guys. All right, let's go g6. I'm going to say g6. I'm going to write it down. g6, and then I'm going to either put an X or a check mark if I got it right or wrong. Okay, you ready? You guys have your moves? Here we go. Yes. Yes. All right. All right. Let's go. All right, we got one. Okay. Whew. That was tough. That was a tough move to play. Like I generally you don't want to be doing this with the bishop there, but in this case I think it just made sense. All right, we got one. By the way, I didn't mention the white is Aaron Nimzovich. If you don't know this, Nimzovich is one of the he wrote some books like a long time ago, very famous, but actually I think it might say it in here. Let me just check 1 second. This is actually pretty interesting. He where is it at? Yes, Nimzovich wrote 3 important books, of which 2, My System in 1925 and Chess Praxis 1929, are regarded as classics of chess literature and are still in print. So he was a very good player. He was kind of opened people's eyes to hyper modern school of chess, and basically, I won't get into it, but yeah, famous author, has some really impactful books as far as chess history and stuff. So anyway, but Tarrasch is also a very good player. So okay, we got the first one. Let's see what does Nimzovich play. He goes back. Okay, so he literally just spends 2 moves to induce this move. Okay. So how do we make use of the extra time now? Since white decided to waste this, what would I play? I mean, I'm noticing this bishop is loose, so we could attack the bishop. It's going to go back, but then we could play like bishop a6. What else do we play in this position? I mean, I kind of do like that. Jump the knight in there, get the bishop pair potentially. Force rook e1. Okay, I like it. I'm going to say knight b4. You guys have your moves picked out? All right. I'm going to lock it in. Knight to b4. I'm going to write this down, and I'll give myself, like I said, an X or a check mark. If you want to follow along at home, we can compare at the end. All right. Here we go. Ugh. I guess I'm rushing it. I'm rushing it. He just wants to get some pieces in position. Man. Okay. I got an X. I'm 1 for 2. And by the way, at the end of the game, maybe we will check with Stockfish and just see what Stockfish says about some of these situations, because I don't think they played, perfect games. But we'll see. Okay. Did anybody get that one right? Did anybody else say rook d8? All right. Let me know if you got it right. All right. Let's keep going on. So white captures. Okay. This one I think is relatively straightforward. I don't think we want an isolated pawn. We're going to take back with the pawn here. So let me go with b takes c5. And I think, do I want to lock that in? Hold on. Let's just consider for a second. No, let's do this. We're going to lock it in. Yeah, b takes c5. Here we go. Okay, very good. That was a pretty easy one, I think. Okay. All right. What does Nimzovich play? Bishop b5. Okay. Mm-hmm. And by the way, we do know that this game features a double bishop sacrifice. So that might be a clue that helps us a little bit. Okay, of course, this is already defended, so we don't really need to react. There's some pressure on the pawns, but everybody's defended. There is this annoying bishop like we talked about on this diagonal. Okay, I mean, if you could bring another piece in, I suppose we could jump in here, but that's just going to lead to a bunch of trades, which I don't think is what we want. You know, 94 now actually might make sense because now we have the rook x-raying the queen. I could see 94 being a move here. Knight g4, h3, sack it on e3. Nah, I don't think that's worth it. Yeah, no, this actually looks really good because if they take, not only do we get this on the queen, we also chase the knight away. I don't even think white could take that. Then our knight is planted in the center. All right, I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to write down knight e4. Okay, let's see if we got it right. Ready? You guys ready? Yeah, all right, cool. Knight e4, all right. How does Nimzovich respond? He captures? Okay, now let's just not just take it for a given. Like maybe there's some in between crazy move. No, no, no. We're gonna take back. I'm gonna lock it in. I'm gonna lock it in. Bishop takes c6. I think that's a freebie. Let's see. Very good. Okay, hopefully everybody got that one right. So far I've only missed one. We're 4 out of 5. Let's keep going. Queen c2. Okay. Queen c2. So he gets out of the x-ray. Uh-huh. We have these nice pawns controlling here. Bishops are looking pretty good, but we do want to open this guy up at some point. We can also sneak over this way. So I mean, I kind of want to play f5, f4. I like this idea of just opening up the f file, potentially chipping away here. Doesn't really bother me that we're opening up this diagonal. We have the bishop anyway. I like f5, actually. Let's see. Any weaknesses that we create? We already talked about this. Yeah, I think f5's got to be the move, right? It should be 5. I mean, that doesn't do anything. Okay, I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to say f5. Final answer. Let me write this down. Okay, here we go. Here we go. What? Why did he take that? What? Knight takes d2? Man. Did anybody write that down? Did anybody write that down? Come on. I really want to see what Stockfish says, but I'm not using Stockfish till the end, so we don't know until the end. We'll come back and check some of these. I'm really curious what Stockfish thinks about f5, but okay. Got to give myself a big X for that one. That's sad. All right. So he takes the knight. I mean, okay, he wants to open up this, I guess, but I just wasn't feeling that move. Okay. Ooh. Fork? Fork the bishop in the checkmate? Just kidding. That was a joke. We know there's a double bishop sacrifice, but I can't believe now is the time. I cannot believe that now is the time. No, there's no way. Okay, we got to set it up first. So d4 is the most direct way to open up the bishop. The question is, are we really ready for that? Huh. Well, I mean, the fact that we know there's a double bishop sacrifice is interesting, right? Because we could take here, king comes up, we go check. King is forced over here. If we could get our rook there, we could get our rook there, that's checkmate. Rook d5, rook h5. No, does that win the game? No, no, no. Wait a second. So here, check, check, take. You're threatening checkmate. So they take rook d5. So the question is there any way to stop this? I don't know, boys. I think we might have found it. What do you think? What do you guys think? D4? I'm going with D4. I'm going with it. I think we set it up and we do it. I think I just saw it. But it does help having the clue of like double bishop sacrifice. All right. I'm going to lock it in. D4. Okay. I'm seeing lots of queen h4s. Yeah, let's see. Let's see who's right. Oh, yeah. Yes. All right. Got the check mark there. See what white does. He takes it. Yeah, I think we found it. I mean, takes, check, goes back, takes, you gotta stop checkmate, so you gotta take it. We go check, you're forced over to the H file, which means we're just gonna do a ladder mate unless you can stop my rook from going to H5, which white cannot do. Okay, you can play queen takes C5, actually. They can play queen takes C5. That's interesting. I actually did not see that. Is your tournament coming in your college? You want to prepare for it? What should be your strategy? For 30 days. Yeah, make sure your opening repertoire is pretty good. And then probably just do what I'm doing, play through games, try to like really test yourself like what we're doing right here and fix any holes in your thinking. So if you're going through games like this, you're like, "Man, I keep not missing these types of moves or these types of ideas." That's probably what I would do. All right. I think we do it, guys. I mean, check, check, take it. Yeah, my only concern is that white could sacrifice their queen. Wow, is that so? Is there a better way to do it? Like, say we do go here now. Okay, I mean, I still think we would have a pretty good position, even if we did have to sack the queen. But I don't know if there's going to be checkmate easily there. All right. Well, I think this is the move. I think we should do it. I'm going to lock it in. Bishop takes h2. I'm going to write it down. Let's see if we're right. Okay. Here we go. Yes. Yes. Get the check mark on that one. Okay. Of course, they take. I'm going to lock in queen h4. I'm going to lock in like the next several moves. Bishop takes g2. Because I already kind of planned this out. All right, ready? Queen h4 is my move. Good. Okay, bishop takes g2 is my move. Let me just check quickly here. Yeah, no, that's got to be it. Okay, very good. Oh, he plays f3. That's not what I was expecting. I was expecting the take, and then the queen c5 actually I think was a smart way to defend. Because at the end of the day, you would have 3 pieces for the queen, which is okay. All right. Anyway, got those 2 right. Check, check. And now I was surprised. Let's see. What do we do about this? F3. So he wants to run. Okay. Well, we got to calculate. We got to calculate the most forcing thing. So check here. Check. If they come back, you could still bring the rook up, but that doesn't look so clear to me. We can just take the rook and be happy, of course. Well, I say be happy. We'd have rook for 2 pieces, but white's king is totally messed up. We can throw in the check and then take. We could play rook e8 right here. What's the point of rook e8? Well, if they take the bishop, checkmate. We're threatening this. And then that would be very good. Oh, they can also take with the knight. Interesting. Okay. So rook e8 is definitely a move on my list. Queen h1 is a move on my list. And ooh, queen g3 should be a move on my list also. Okay, hold on. So 1, 2, 3. I think it's one of these moves. I just noticed this though. Hold on. Queen g3 looks very nice. Although knight e4, unfortunately, is a problem. We could play bishop h3, the idea of checkmate like this. But if you just move your knight, let's just say, what am I doing? Still, this knight e4 move is annoying. Check here, takes, check. It's going to get away. Oh, no, there you would actually potentially pick up the queen. Okay. I believe rook f8 is the move, guys. Let me check one more time. Make sure I'm not blundering something. That is invincible because of rook here. So we're not losing our bishop. We're cutting off the king's escape. There's going to be knight e4, but I think that's fine. We just and there's a queen hanging. Okay, let's go. Let's lock it in. I'm going to write it down. Rook f8. Ready? Yes. Let's go. Let's go. All right. We're playing like that. By the way, this game was from 1914. We're playing like they did 100 years ago. Okay. Knight e4. All right. That's kind of what I expected. Knight e4. So yeah, I'm pretty sure now it's check, take the rook. And the idea is after this, you set up the skewer. The only thing that we have to check is there any issues with the knight coming in here? Because, okay, we could also sacrifice this, for example, and play queen g. No, we can't. This is hanging. No, it's going to be queen h1 and bishop takes. Let's lock it in. Queen h1 check. I'm locking it in. Sorry. That's my move. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Very good. Okay. Give a check mark. I'm pretty sure now is the moment. Yeah, let's lock it in. Bishop takes f1. Okay, and correct. d5. Well, he doesn't take it and allow us the skewer because now the queen is defended. Okay, so the game goes on, apparently. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I see what's happening. He's trying to set up some nasty shenanigans here with knight f6. Ooh, we have to be careful. Yeah, that's a dangerous one. Okay. Okay, Nimzovich is not going down without a fight. Let's start with the forcing move, right? Let's start with that. Let's see what happens here. Check. He's got 2 options we got to calculate. We could trade queens, and we do have an advantage in material. So maybe that just does the trick. Still have to be a little careful from this, though. So let me think. Check here. If we sack for that knight, does that help us? If the queen takes, we could snag the bishop. Oh, you know what? What if we did it right away? What's the point? Well, the point is if the queen takes... Wait, what is the point? What do I want to do? Check here, take his bishop. He takes my bishop. No, his rook's hanging. Yeah. I think because you're going to lose your rook anyway if they get this check off, right? So may as well just sack it and then Snag the bishop. And if they take with the pawn, what happens? We still go there. Oh, that's not as clear cut as I would like it to be. Hold on, guys. We don't want to mess this up here. It's not that simple, is it? If they take with the pawn, we need some move to play. So check, the king runs. Because, I mean, at that point, it's like, what, we're up a pawn? No, that's not good enough. That's definitely not good enough. Oh, guys, this must be a critical moment. We got to find the move here. We've got to find it. Okay, I mean, in theory, we could technically allow this. It's not game over, but it's just, I don't like the looks of it. I think we could technically play King F8 and be okay, though. Actually, no, we got to watch out. There's that, too. Wow. Okay, hold on. Oh, you know what? Hold on. What if we just check, take the queen, and play bishop d3? And of course, if the king runs up here, takes, pawn takes. Yeah, I have to believe that's bad. Okay. I'm going to say queen g2. I'm going to say queen g2 is the move. Let me lock it in. Queen g2 check. Okay, here we go. F5? Because you want to give yourself the f7 square. Oh, man. All right, I got to give myself a big X for that. F5. I mean, I kind of maybe thought about it for a split second, but I didn't really consider it. Okay. Wow, he doesn't even go for it. So, I mean, what's the point? If he goes here, we go king f7, and I guess even if you take, we just recapture it, and we're still cutting off the king. Yeah, that is very powerful. Okay, queen c3. So, obviously, there's checkmate. We need to do a forcing move now, for sure. This is no longer an option. We cannot take the knight. We get checkmated. So, that limits our options significantly. Check. Here we have checkmate. So, the king is going to run. Yeah, there must be some sort of a mate. Check. King runs. Check. Check. Okay, well, queen g2 is definitely the move. We can calculate further after that. I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to lock it in, guys. Okay. So, king goes to e3, of course. Now we should calculate, I think, because you could do it this way or you could sack first. If we sack first, we could go check, the king runs. We could go check, the king runs, checkmate. That's checkmate, isn't it? And this way, the king might possibly escape. Let's see, takes. Check. Yeah, the king looks like it's escaping. So I think what we do is sack the rook first. Then we go check here. Check here. Checkmate. That's it. Rook takes e4. I'm locking it in, guys. locking it in. Rook takes e4 for the win. Yes. Yes. Okay. Queen g3. I'm locking it in. We calculated this. What? Did I miscalculate something? There's only one move, right? Check. There's only one move. Checkmate. Okay, no. So I saw mate in 3. Is this a faster mate? 1. Well, okay, no. I shouldn't be punished, right? I shouldn't be punished for a forced mate, yeah? What's the deal? What is this? This looks more complicated than what I found. No? Am I crazy? What does he want to do? Check here. You could... Let's see. You could play g5. Yeah, I don't understand why you would play it this way. Well, we're going to check this with the engine after, though. Well, this is confusing me. Okay, well, let's just pretend we have this position. I'm not going to mark that as wrong just yet. What is the mate here? There must be a different mate that I'm missing. Let's see. Check, check. I mean, of course, that probably leads to mate. So I guess it's rook f8, but this seems more complicated. Okay, check here. Oh, you also have check here. Hold on. Maybe that's the idea. Let's see. Check here. Check with the bishop. Yeah, it's queen h2. Okay. Now it's probably bishop h3. No, rook e8. I'm just going through because I already saw mate. So I'm just... Okay. All right. I'm pretty sure I got it right. Let me turn on the engine here, guys. So let's go ahead. How do I do that? Here. Okay. We're going to turn on the engine for just a moment. And let's go through the game again now. And I'm going to check the critical moments where I got them wrong. So I had 3 mistakes. So let me know in the chat, how many mistakes did you guys have? How many mistakes? I had 3 mistakes. Out of like 18. So like, what is that? 15 out of 18? Let's see. So first critical moment was right here. Stockfish agrees. G6 is the best move. Okay, here. I wanted to play knight b4. Knight b4 is not a great move. I wanted to play bishop a6. I wanted to go here. It's okay, but it's not anything amazing. It's not anything amazing. So that's the one I got wrong. Okay, so I didn't say that move. They captured. We captured. That was easy enough. Knight e4. We got correct. We captured. Okay, this was my next mistake. I wanted to play f5. Nope, this is not the move. Yeah, not the move. Okay, so yeah, Stockfish says knight takes d2 is good. Stockfish also likes to move d4 immediately here. Similar idea that we saw in the game, except it happened one move later. Okay, so we capture d4, which I got correct. And then Stockfish says you can start with either bishop. Doesn't really matter. You could sack either one. That's cool. So check, check. Why does it keep highlighting all the moves? takes. We got all these right. So yeah, let's just see. If they do take, we go check. Rook d5. Queen takes c5 does stop the checkmate. But what Stockfish is saying is that you can... Oh, wow. That is so sneaky. You go check with the rook, force them to take you. And when the king comes back, you have another fork. So they don't get 3 pieces for the queen. You actually take the knight. And they're left with only the rook and the bishop, which is not enough. And the king is exposed. Ah, that was the trick. Okay. So that is why Nimzovich decided to not even take the bishop and play the move f3 instead. Okay. Rook f8. Very good. We're trying to cut off. This is a very common technique when you're hunting a king. A lot of times if you cut off the potential escape route, it's much easier to actually get the king in checkmate. So just remember that. Okay. Knight e4. Check. We knew that. Here. Bishop takes f1. We knew that. Here. Yeah. So my move, queen g2, is also very good, and black is still totally winning. But f5 is stronger. Yeah, f5 is stronger. Okay, so small difference there. He goes here. Check. Here. We sacked. And yeah, Stockfish agrees that my move was the best. So I'm not going to take away points for that. What I calculated was correct. Check, check, mate. That's the fastest way to do it. Tarash gets a little fancy, which is still checkmate. It's just a much longer version, but apparently he liked this. I guess he liked this, which, okay, that's a pretty cool checkmate. I have to give it to him. The rook, you got the rook stopping here. The bishop and the queen are crisscrossing. It's pretty nice. He gets style points anyway. Okay. All right. Cool. Are you guys enjoying this? Is this helpful? Is this fun? Are you learning something? Let me know. Okay. That's game number 1. I feel pretty good. 3 mistakes. Let's see if we can do better on the next game. Okay. So what I'm going to do is turn off the chessboard for 1 second. I don't want to spoil the next position accidentally here. So I'm just going to get it ready. The game is here. Okay. All right. Turn it back on. There you go. This game is between Capablanca and Frank Marshall. Now, this was fascinating. So I'm actually going to get this book out, and I'm going to read you guys a little section here. Okay, so just bear with me for 1 second. This was really fascinating. By the way, the book is, I mentioned it earlier, but Mammoth, Book of the World's Greatest Chess Games. Okay. The game. All right. The story behind this game makes it one of the most famous in chess history. Marshall had prepared a surprising new attacking line on the black side of the Ruy Lopez. In fact, there had been a few isolated games with it before, but it's not clear whether Marshall knew of these earlier examples or not. Capablanca, against whom Marshall had a dreadful score, was the ideal opponent on whom to spring the surprise. Capablanca accepted the sacrifice, but had to weather a vicious attack against an opponent who had prepared the whole line at home. Almost miraculously, Capablanca found his way through the complications and won the game. Despite the Marshall attack is today regarded as one of Black's main defenses against the Ruy Lopez. So this is like, if you're playing the Ruy Lopez, the Marshall, you'll see the Marshall attack. And so this is the game, I guess, that started it. So that's really interesting. Okay. So we are going to be looking at it from Capablanca's viewpoint and trying to survive the attack. Okay, so I expect this is going to be much more difficult than the previous game because we're going to be defending against the attack. Okay, so let's see if we can do it. All right, and let me see if I can see where a good starting point would be. Yeah, maybe let's start after move 8. Yeah, it looks like 8 is where the martial attack starts. Okay, so let's get to move 8 and then we'll go from there. All right, guys. So let me just do this, and I do want to turn off the eval bar for just a second. Okay, so eval bar is off. We're going to get to move 8. Okay, so this is the Ruy Lopez. This is the main line. They attack the bishop. We go back. They bring it out. We castle. Black could take this, but then they run into problems with like the rook lining up here. So most of the time they don't. Bishop b7. Now they defend. b5. Castles. c3, d5. Okay, right here. So this is where I'll turn off the thing. All right. So this apparently, and I'm not an expert on the Ruy Lopez, but this is the martial attack. Okay, d5. And black is going to attack us, I guess. So this is going to be very challenging because I don't know Ruy Lopez theory. So like I don't even know what the move is in this position. But let's just kind of do the best we can. Okay. All right. If I'm playing this position, what would I do? Well, it looks like a free pawn. And since we know that Capablanca accepted it, I'm going to go with e takes d5 as my move here. Okay, I'm going to lock it in. I'm not going to spend too much time on these opening moves because I could be wrong on some of these, but I think this is right. So let's go ahead. Yeah, cool. So we got that one. I'm going to do a little check. By the way, guys, if you want to follow along at home, feel free to do that and we can compare at the end. This is a great way to learn, by the way. This is a fantastic way to learn. Test yourself on strong players' games, right? What did they do? And by the way, I think everybody knows, but Capablanca was a world champion, extremely talented player. And to be able to accept a gambit like this that your opponent has prepared ahead of time surprises you and still not get checkmated and win the game like is amazing. Okay. All right. So he takes back. All right. Yeah, I'm going to lock in knight takes e5. I think that's accepting the gambit probably is what that means. So let's see. Yeah, very good. Okay. Write that down. Knight takes e5. All right. And he takes. Okay. Of course, we're going to take back. So rook takes e5. Very good. Knight f6. Okay. So I'm pretty sure they're going to like somehow attack us with these bishops. That's what it's looking like, right? So d4, I would expect, is a move we need to play. We have to let our bishop out. It controls the center. Unless there's like an immediate tactical reason, d4 must definitely be the move. And I don't see it. Yeah, I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to lock in d4. And guys, pause the video every time I make a move for black. Pause and think about it if you want to participate with white. Okay, let's see. Oh, rook e1. What's wrong with d4? Is there a tactical reason? Something like knight g4, bishop d6? But I mean, we're going to move it back later. Why don't we get the pawn? Okay, I don't know. We'll check it after the game. We'll check it after the game and see what the deal is. Maybe there's some tactical reason that I missed. I don't know. We'll check it later. So I got that one wrong. Bishop d6. Okay. So this tells me maybe d4 is still the wrong move. Because if you didn't want to play it in the previous position, maybe you don't want to play it here because of... Oh, could it be? Could it be just the simple Greek gift sacrifice with the check? The queen comes in. That's nasty, actually. Maybe that's what Capablanca wanted to avoid. So he moved the rook ahead of time so that now you could play something like h3 or g3. Yeesh. I bet that's what it is. I bet it's h3. Just because if you wanted to play d4 in this position, you probably would have played it in the previous position. So I'm going to have to say h3 must be the idea here. Yeah, I'm going to lock it in. sort of by process of elimination that must be the move. Let's see if I'm right. Yes. Okay. So H3 is played and knight to G4. What? Is this the line? Knight to G4. Oh my. All right. Hold up. Hold up. Well, my instinct is to take that knight off the board. Obviously, Queen H4 is coming. If we don't take it, though, I mean, what are we going to play? Just D4 and ignore it? Check. We can't go here because we lose our queens. We have to go to F1. That's possible. So D4 is possible. Taking is possible. Let's try to calculate. That's a big threat. That's a really big threat. If we play G3, I don't think we're surviving that. I kind of feel like we maybe need to play D4, but let's think about this. If we play D4 and they sack, we take. There's a check or a check. Let's say this one looks more dangerous. So check here. If we go back, oh, what a nasty looking position. We could play Queen F3, actually. Queen F3 is interesting because we stop the sack. We defend this. We get control over this diagonal. Oh, yeah. Queen F3, actually. Wow. So probably these are the moves. It's a question of which one are we going to pick. And I don't know the theory, guys. So I'm kind of... Oh, there's a cool... Oh, no, there's not a cool... I was going to say, if the queen moves, there's a cool checkmate, but there's not because the bishop blocks. Okay. I'm going to go Queen F3. I think Queen F3 looks like a great... Looks like a great defensive try. I'm going to say Queen F3. I could be wrong, but I'm going to lock it in. Queen F3. Let's go. All right, let's see. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Okay. Queen F3. All right. Black plays Queen H4. Yeah, see, the checkmate I was talking about almost works. So there's a... If this bishop is not on the board, we would win the game. Check this out. Check. Rook takes. Rook E8 is checkmate because the rook is pinned by the bishop. That's a... I don't want to say common, but it's a nice pattern to know. And unfortunately, it doesn't work because when the rook comes down, the bishop would just block and we're down a queen for no reason. But, if, like I said, if the bishop's not there, that's game over. So remember that one. Now, we could take a free rook, but then we will most definitely be getting checkmated. There's no way I would like to take that rook. We could take the knight, but then check here, check here. I mean, that looks so bad. So I don't think we're taking that knight. I think maybe now we just play d4. What else could we play? Let's think about it. Oh, he wants to go bishop b7. And if we take, we're going to get mated. But we could play something like d5 or bishop, not bishop d5. We could play d5. We could play d5, just shut down the bishop. Let's go d4, guys. Let's go d4 and try to hold on here. There's some knight takes f2 shenanigans, but I don't think we have time to worry about that, right? Wow, this is crazy. This is a mess. I mean, I don't know if rook e4 makes sense. It looks weird. Maybe rook e4. Okay. I think it's one of these moves. I'm going to go with d4. Although I am a little bit concerned with knight f2, bishop g3. That looks nasty. Actually looks really nasty. Huh. Think about rook e4. Okay, rook e4, bishop b7. We could take this, and I think we're fine. There's no f5 because it's pinned. So what actually would black play against this move? Check. I just move. Oh, something crazy like h5. So d4 I don't like because knight f2. Yeah, actually, maybe it's rook e4, guys. Am I missing any moves? This is where I always mess up. Let's see. Rook e4, what could black play? Here, we just take his queen. We're happy. Here, we just take his queen. Okay, so if the knight moves, we just take the queen, and we're great. Bishop moves, we take this. Takes me, I take him. That's great. I think it's rook e4. I'm going to say rook e4. Final answer. I'm writing it down. I'm locking it in. Let's go rook e4. Maybe I overthought it. Maybe I overthought it. I don't know. I'm really curious. Like, I'm gonna make a note of this one. Like, what would Stockfish say? You know, like, is there any merit to my idea, or am I just crazy? Okay, so he goes with d4. Yeah, this is what I was. This is exactly what I was afraid of, though. What are we doing now? What are we doing against this? Ah. Of course, this tactic still doesn't work because the bishop is still there. I mean, we could attack the knight, but I don't want to play g3 because the knight's jumping over here. Rook f1, rook e2 could be ideas, or just try to bring the knight over. I mean, does black actually have a threat? I guess their threat is to take here and take the rook. That's their threat. Yeah, so moving the rook would make sense. I don't think we can take. I think taking bishop g3... Well, actually, hold on. If we take bishop g3, we go back here. We could take a rook. Check. Check. Bishop h3. I think we're just done. I think we're done for, right? Oh, wow. No, there's a... Okay, hold on. Bishop here. Queen f3 check. Wait. Does that even make sense? Hold on. This is so complicated. Like, this is crazy. All right. I'm thinking we take here. Queen goes back. We lose this. We take the rook. If he checks me and then tries to sacrifice, we actually do have that crazy move. Bishop f7. The rook is pinned, so you have to take with the king. Then we can go check and force a queen trade. The thing is... Are we even better in that position? I have no idea. If we don't take the knight, what are we playing? So got to be something like rook f1? But that... I mean, that just looks even worse. Looks even worse. I'm going to take the knight. I'm going to take the knight and I'm going to try to survive. I'm locking it in. Final answer. I'm locking it in. Let's go. Oh, man. You guys are saying the tactic works if the bishop moves? Oh, are you serious? Queen takes f2, bishop g3. You're right. You're absolutely right. That's amazing. Wait, so what is black's move? Oh, you know what it is? No. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's bishop h2 check. No, this is insane, guys. Bishop h2 check. The idea is you can't take because your queen is going to get captured. So you go here to defend your queen. Guess what they play then? They go back. And you say, yeah, but we're going to win. No, because now when the rook takes, it's checking our king, which is sitting on f1. So we don't have time to play checkmate. And we're down a queen and we lose. That's actually insane. Wow, I didn't see the tactic, but it doesn't actually work because bishop h2. Oh, man, that is crazy. That is crazy. But, I mean, I'm still, you know what? So if I would have taken it, check here, bishop goes back, queen f3, they take. I can't take the rook like I wanted to because it's checkmate immediately. Yep. That's why this is insane that Capablanca was able to navigate this. I mean, that is just ridiculous. He goes rookie too. I'm on a streak here. Got the last two wrong. Okay, so rookie 2. He wants to just take this. Black goes bishop g4. Why would anyone ever want to play against the Marshall attack? I mean, look at it. Look at this. Why would you want to play? I think now it's different because the computers have analyzed it, so now everybody knows the theory. But back then, man, can you imagine that this is like the first time someone's playing this against you? It's crazy. All right, what are we gonna do? Get some water. So we can say goodbye to any tactics here because now the rook is involved. We cannot take. Actually, let me think. I don't think we can take. Yeah, maybe we can because then the knight's hanging. So hold on. We should consider it. But if the knight takes, though, then there's a checkmate idea. Maybe I should have saved this game for the end. I'm not going to have any mental energy left after this. All right. Okay. Well, what are our options? Take and take, right? We got two pieces we could take. Let's start with this one. This looks pretty safe. We take this one. If they take my rook, I take their queen. If they take me, I take them. Everything is great. If they go check, now I just take it. So what's the problem with this? Bishop g3? If they go bishop g3, honestly, I would be willing to just take and have two rooks, two rook. Yeah, I'd have three pieces against a queen. That's what I think we should do. This one looks like we're just getting mated. I don't see how we're going to survive that position. Oh, there's bishop f4. Hold on, there's bishop f4. Oh, okay, hold on. So I forgot about bishop f4. So takes, knight takes. Bishop f4 actually does the job. So what would black play? Huh. Wait, what do they play against that? That's actually interesting. They can throw in a check, but I move here. Then they could take, but I mean... Oh, wait. What if they go bishop g3 first? Then it's checkmate. So then we take. It's check, check. That looks super scary. Rook comes over. I don't like it. I don't think we should take this. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with the queen f2 idea and try to sack the queen for three pieces. I'm going to go queen f2. Final answer. I'm going to lock it in. No. I keep choosing the wrong move. Okay. I'm three in a row on missing these guys. All right. He goes with the check. Well, for once, I think we can get the right move. I think we can get the right move because it's the only legal move. King F1. Yay, I got one. I got one for free. Okay. Bishop goes back. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. This is exactly what I was afraid of. Oh, we could. Okay. Hold on. We could sack the queen here for 2 more pieces and again have 3 pieces for the queen. Or here. So those are options, by the way. All right. Or we could take here and try to survive after the rook blocks us. So rook takes. So let's say rook takes. This rook's going to come over. And the threat is checkmate. Okay, so bishop e3 maybe? Bishop e3. Bishop takes, check. I think we're okay. So that seems like we survive. Whereas if they take, we take, check here, check. Check here. Check. Bishop e3. Am I missing anything? So what's the deal? It seems like black's running out of pieces, no? Or am I missing something obvious, guys? What's going on? Oh. Maybe he wants to go check and take the bishop. Uh-huh. Then we take their bishop, but then this is going to fall. Then we block with the knight. All right, I'm going to go rook f2. I can't stop thinking about just taking this knight off the board. Rook f2. Final answer. Here we go. Yes. Finally, takes the knight. Okay. Rook takes f2. Check. Okay, once again, this one is easy because it's the only legal move. King e2. Okay, now we should think. Because we do have some options here. Because our bishop is hanging, so if we take this, we're going to be losing our bishop. Or we could save our bishop. But then I guess he just takes, and the rook's coming. That's dangerous. We could put the bishop here with the idea if the rook comes, we take this guy. Oh, no, there's a queen coming over here. Watch out for that. Hold on. So we could go bishop d2. Okay, so bishop d2 to defend. I guess black's going to save their bishop by going here. Just seems like such an awkward move to make, right? Bishop goes on d2. Really? I mean, yes, you stop one check, but I'd love for my bishop to be more aggressively placed. I'm going to say bishop f4. I don't care about queen e1. I'm going to say bishop f4. Final answer. All right, let's go. Ah! I had it. My second guesses. All right. It's bishop d2 to stop this queen. I want to go king d3. I just want to get over here and get away from this craziness. King d3. The queen cannot do anything here. Yeah. Oh, there is c5, which is annoying, but we can still hide over here. I'm going to say king d3. Yes, I'm going to say king d3. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we're right. Ooh. Queen h3, didn't even see it. He allows the check because he can always just run. Let's see, that just looks so scary. You're going to allow the check and... Yeah, I guess you can do it. Okay, I think he's going to go king d3. This is so hard. Man. King d3, I guess. If we block here... No, yeah, we lose a piece because it takes, and then we lose the bishop. So it's got to be king d3, only move. Let's see. Yes, okay, I got one. All right. I think this is the only move we can play. Yeah, only legal move, king c2. Bishop comes to f2. So material-wise, 3-6, 3-6. We have knight and bishop for a rook, which is great if we could ever get these pieces out of here. So queen d3. How else do you get the rook and the knight out of here? That's what I'm worried about. a4. Activate the rook this way. Queen d3, the queen's just going to start taking stuff, though. I kind of like a4, actually. Get this rook into the game. I don't think black has a threat, do they? Is black threatening anything? Why did they put the bishop here, I guess, is the question. I don't really see it. They want to go queen here, bishop here, but everything's defended. Yeah, let's go a4. I'm going to lock it in. a4, here we go. Of course not. My brain doesn't work like Capablanca's did. Not even close. Queen f3. I don't know if this was a threat, maybe, and that's why he wanted to stop that. I'm not exactly sure why we were concerned about that for. But, okay. Queen g1. How about a4 now? Does a4 now make more sense? What if we played knight a3, let him took the rook, and then just went knight b1, drop the queen in the corner? That's a pretty funny position. I don't think that's the move, but that's pretty funny. I'm going to say... a4 is an idea. I mean, what? Otherwise, we can't move. Yeah, a4. Let's go a4 again. I'm going to write it down again. I'm stuck on this a4 idea. Nope. Okay. For those of you following along, how many do you have wrong? I have 8 wrong. I have 8 wrong. C5. Now I really don't know what to do because the attack is still coming. If we don't take, he's going to take here and open this up more. So I think we should probably take it. It does open up the D file, but that's... something's going to get open one way or another. Yeah, we'll go with the D takes C5 here. All right. All right, we got one. Whew. Okay. Yo. Bishop takes. All right. I could still try my A4 idea, but now I'm afraid to do it. I'm afraid to suggest it. We could go B4 and put the king here. Then then the knight and the rook come in. Yeah, that's the way. That's the way. B4. B4 final answer. I'm feeling confident about B4. Yes. Okay. The point is I wanted to go here. Because once your rook is defended, then you're no longer pinned. You can move your knight and the game goes on. King b2, final answer. What? Why is he playing a4 now? Dude, you could have played it so many times. Now we have a clear king b2 idea, and we're doing it now? What in the world? That's pretty annoying. A5. This game is crazy. I mean, Marshall was out for blood. This is wild stuff. This guy is like relentless. Okay. We could still try king b2. Now I'm afraid to say that. This looks dangerous, though. This is happening. We could... I like the idea of taking and playing c4. Then we sort of lock everything up. Let's go a takes b5. Let's go a takes b5. Yeah. Got it. Got it. Okay. And now I want to go c4, I think. Let me just see. Yeah, I definitely want to go c4. Then our king actually feels safe. Nope. Okay. I'm curious if any of these stockfish would have agreed with me. Rook a6. So he just attacks the bishop. Of course. The guy's like, I don't care about my pieces. Just take it. Okay. So this is a trade, essentially. But then it sort of exposes the king. But it gets you closer to the end game. We do know Capablanca likes end games. No, it looks too risky. I think you got to take this with the knight. I think the knight and the bishop are good defenders here. I'm going to say knight takes c3. Okay. Yes. Got one. Okay. Okay. Bishop b4. So this is, I think, fine. Our king still has some places to run to. We can get rid of a rook, which I think is actually smart. You can also start pushing the pawn. No, I think you got to get rid of some pieces, yeah? So that we don't get checkmated as easily. Although this rook is actually not doing anything, so maybe that just removes one of our good pieces. Actually, maybe no. I'm going to change my mind. I don't think that's the right move anymore. You might just be pushing this pawn. And then going there. Yeah, let's go b6. b6. Final answer. Yes. We got one. We got one. All right. He takes us. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is going to be bishop takes. If we take with the queen, technically we could not lose a... Oh, wait a second. Do we have a tactic here? Whoa. If the rook takes, we take here. If the king takes, we have a check. Hold everything. Check. Check. So the king has... At that moment, the king has 4 places to go to. But if you go to either one of these, the rook takes. That's checkmate if the king is here. So we can rule that out. If it's here, we swing back. That's going to be a checkmate. So we can rule that out. So the king would have to go here or here. This one disconnects the rook. So the only move is here. So our rook is here. Our queen is here. The rook's are there. The king is there. I don't see a move. Oh, wait. Oh, B7. Dude, that's so cool. All right. It's queen takes C3. It's queen takes C3 with a nasty trap. I'm going to go with queen takes C3, guys. I hope Stockfish says I was right on some of these. That would make me feel a little bit better because right now this is rough. This is rough. Okay, he plays H6. Can we just play B7 and be done with this game? Can we just do that? B7, final answer. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, rook E3. Rook E3 attacks the queen. I don't know, maybe threatens some shenanigans there. So the tactic doesn't actually work because the king escapes. I mean, okay, but we could also just get another queen. Could probably even just leave this and just play rook A8. That might even be the simplest. Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to say rook A8. Final answer. Rook A8? No. This game is so hard to follow. Bishop F7. What's the idea? If the rook takes, he's going to get a queen. So the king has to move somewhere, I think. Oh, that's the end of the game. White wins. Oh, if you go here, that's checkmate, actually. If you go here, yeah, that still leads to checkmate. It's a checkmate, or you're gonna get another queen. Okay. All right, guys. If you were following along, now's the time. Let me know how many you got wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 12 wrong. $16 right, 12 wrong. A lot of the ones that I got right were only legal moves. So that doesn't really count. All right, we gotta check with the engine. Hold on, we gotta analyze this. So it's time for this guy to come back on. So martial attack, D5. The main line, by the way, I'm curious, what are people playing these days? Is accepting. Okay. Yes. Taking. Yes. Aha. Aha. D4 is the best move according to the engine. So I'm going to actually change one of those check marks, X's, to a check mark. Aha. So we are right. D4 was the best move. Okay. After this, bishop D6, H3 we got correct. Very good. And I said queen F3. It's going to keep highlighting the moves, isn't it? It's kind of annoying. Okay. I said queen F3. Yes, we got it. I said rook E4. Okay. So Stockfish lists rook E4 as a move, but it's not the best move. It's a good move. It is a good move. So I wasn't crazy, but D4 is better. Okay. Now, I wanted to play queen takes F2 right here. It's on again, it's on Stockfish's list. It is. I'll show you guys. It's on there. Look at that. It's very close to rook E2. And it keeps changing its evaluation as the depth gets deeper. So I don't really feel like this one was too bad. I mean, that's a very small difference. Okay. let's just see. If I would have played queen takes f2, check. Oh, yeah, this is a crazy line, right? If they go here, that's what we were talking about. You have this amazing checkmate. Beautiful tactic. Remember that one? Okay, guys? But if they throw in this check first, we can't go here. We lose our queen, right? Now they go back. And now we can't do it because it's check. That's what I was saying. That's incredible. That's an incredible detail. So what we would have to do in this case is queen d2, only move. What was I going to play? I totally forgot what I was going to play against this. Oh, yeah. No, I was going to play queen here, but I couldn't. I was going to play queen here and take the rook, but I couldn't. Yeah, because the line, okay, the line that I was calculating was here, take the rook. Even this position, you actually don't survive, though. I thought this was going to somehow save me. I was totally wrong. Oh, that was because when his queen was on g3, maybe, but not here. Yeah. This is so crazy. Okay. Anyway, back to the game. So rook e2 was played. Bishop g4. And yeah, the only move here is taking this. My idea of queen f2 is on the list, but it's bad. It's on the list as number 2, but it doesn't cut it. Let's see why. So what I thought to myself was, if this happens, we just take and have 3 pieces, which would be fine. The reason it doesn't work is because of this move. Then they take. And somehow putting the queen here means now you're probably going to get checkmated, I guess. Okay, anyway. I should not have picked this game. This is too complicated. All right. King f1. Rook takes f2. We got king e2. We got only move. Yeah, I wanted bishop f4, but bishop d2 was the move. So what happens if I play bishop f4? Am I getting mated or something? Check. I was just going to move. I don't really understand why you had to play bishop d2. I don't really understand. Anyway, okay, let's keep going. So bishop d2, king d3. Okay. No, it wasn't king. Yeah, it was queen. Okay, here's one I could get back. Stockfish actually says king d3 is a little bit better. Well, it's jumping back and forth. It's jumping back and forth. See, now it says king d3 is better. Queen h3 is also very good. So both of these moves were fine. Okay. So I think I got that one technically right too then. All right, here, king d3. King c2. Aha. Aha. A4. It's on the list, guys. It's on the list. Look at A4. It's right there. A4 is right there. So, okay, I'm gaining a little bit of confidence back when I look at Stockfish telling me that I'm not totally crazy. All right. I think we've exhausted. Let's go to the end position. I want to see that one. Takes, knight takes, bishop here, b6 we got. Okay, yeah, I wanted queen takes c3. No, it's not as good. So my idea, let's see. My idea was that if they try to pin me, I was going to sack the bishop. They could play king h8. But if they take, my plan was... Oh. My plan was check. And I calculated all of this stuff. Like, this is going to be mate. You know, that's fine. Okay, great. This is going to be mate. Okay, great. This was, yeah, going to be mate. Okay, great. And then I thought on king e6. You guys remember what I said? b7 check with my rook that's not there anymore. That's what I wanted to do. And then take this. Oh, boy. So you would have to play rook c7. Game goes on. You're okay, but I'm totally miscalculated. Man, okay. So that is why I actually just taking with the bishop, which was my first instinct, was taking with the bishop. Then I was thinking like, well, let's, okay. Yeah, and then there's the forced checkmate. Wow, what a game. The martial attack is crazy stuff. Man. Okay. All right, the next game I'm excited about. So, if you guys want to participate, record your moves as we go through this, all right? All right, so the next game, let me hide the board here so I don't spoil anything just for 1 second. Next game was played in 1920, and it was played between, let me actually get this out. Between a guy named Edwin Adams and Carlos Torre. Now, Torre, you may have recognized the name. There's an opening called the Torre attack, okay? And this was a very strong guy from Mexico, but he was only like 14 or 15 years old when he played this game. He was playing against Edwin Adams, who was apparently his trainer. So Edwin Adams is teaching this guy. I don't exactly know Edwin Adams' rating, but he must have been a good player if he's a coach, right? He's a coach teaching this guy. And they're playing a training game, and an incredible combination arises, I guess, in this game. All right? So that's what's about to happen. And we will look at it from the viewpoint of White, who is this Torre guy's trainer. Okay? So that's the situation. Apparently there's some crazy queen sacrificing that's going to happen. All right? That's all I know. All right? All right, so that's the story. Yeah, let's go ahead and go through some of these moves and let's see what we can do. So we get a Philidor. Okay. Interesting. D4, good. Queen comes out, he attacks it. I like this idea. Pin the knight, very good. Bishop D7. Should we start here? Yeah, we'll start here. So let's go ahead and start predicting the moves. So our queen is under attack. Obviously, we don't want to lose the queen, so what are we going to play? My normal response to this types of things are queen a4, but I guess you can also put the queen on one of these squares. I think I would say queen here, but I mean, queen e3 is interesting too. Maybe queen e3 actually makes more sense because you're lining up on the king. Yeah, let's actually, I'm going to go queen e3. I'm going to say queen e3. What do you guys think? All right. He just takes it. Okay. No, that makes sense, I guess. Generally, I try not to give up the bishops so easily, but that does make sense. Some of these are kind of opening moves where it's like you have different ways of playing. One is not necessarily bad, just different. So anyway, he takes back. Okay, I think definitely knight c3, or we could also castle. Both of these should be fine. Let's just say knight c3 is going to be my guess. Very good. That's what he goes with. Knight f6. And I expect we're going to castle. Let's just think for a second. You could throw it forward. You could play bishop g5 and castle the other way. So maybe we should start with bishop g5 and then we have the option to do that. I like bishop g5 better. I'm going to go bishop g5. Yeah, he does castle. Again, it's not like one is probably bad. It's just kind of different in some of these situations. So I'm not going to spend too much time about that. Okay, and maybe now bishop g5. Let's think. We don't have to do that. We could play like rook e1 or something, but okay, I'm going to say rook e1. That's my guess. Let's go rook e1. No, knight to d5. Okay, I am not doing well so far. So he's immediately putting the knight in the middle. Black responds by taking. Okay, this one, of course, we obviously are going to take. So this one should be easy. Castles, very good. All right. Rook e1 definitely seems like an obvious move. Of course, we want to develop the bishop. I like the idea of fianchettoing it here, which looks dangerous, but I also think we have to be careful because if we go there, they go back. Now the bishop is going to be getting there first. And we're probably in trouble, so I don't think we can get away with b3. So let's go rook e1, final answer. I'm going to write it down, lock it in, rook e1. Oh, eval bar, thank you for saying that. Yeah, let me do that. Sorry about that. Eval bar, we need to turn off. Okay. All right, here we go. Bishop g5. So the reason I didn't want to go there is because they already have this really well defended. I didn't see what the point was, but let's see. Maybe it will make sense here in a minute. c6, okay. Either rook e1, rook d1, or capture the pawn, right? I think I would take it. Nope, c4. What I don't like about some of these is that I didn't even consider it, right? I should have at least considered that move. So that's what I don't like, that I didn't even consider it. All right, let's keep going. Well, of course, we're going to take back with the pawn. That's why we went there. So c takes d5 is going to be my move. Okay. Rook e8. All right. Rook e1, rook c1, rook d1. These are the moves. Queen h4. We could reroute the knight somewhere. I think we got to get the rooks to the party. How about rook e1? Let's lock it in. Let's lock it in. Yes. Finally got one. Okay. a5. Wow. What is he doing? What is he doing? Do we want to double up or just get another rook here? Do we want to try to route our knight to f5? That could be pretty useful. We have to be careful. There is some pressure here. There might be a tactic, actually, if we're not paying attention. Yeah, I don't think we can move the knight because I think that would be a tactic. So, How about just rook e2? How about we double up the rooks on the e-file? Let's go rook e2. Final answer. I'm going to lock it in. Yeah. All right. Nice. Nice. Now I'm in the rhythm of this game. Okay. He goes there. Let's go rook a e1, continuing with our plan. Very good. Okay, e1. Queen d7. Okay. I'm going to pause right here. I'm going to take a short break. You guys can think about it just for a minute or two, and then I'll be back and we'll continue from here. Okay? So white to play. What do you play in this position? I'll be right back. All right. Did you guys figure it out? I mean, the only thing that I know about this game is that at some point there's going to be some queen sacrifice, but I don't think we're there yet. I don't think we are there yet. Personally, I like to move h3. It gets the back rank mate problems fixed. Stops any ideas of this. If we take and trade, I don't see what the point is. Swing the queen. Yeah, I'm going to say h3. I don't actually know. I'm going to say h3. Let's go h3. And no, he takes the knight. Wow, that is a very strange move because usually you don't want to be giving up your bishop like this, especially if it's going to be on an open board. So that one is... Oh, I see the next move. Haha. I see the next move. All right, I'm gonna let you guys look for a second before I say it. And it's because I know what the theme is that this one was easy. All right. So since we know it's a queen sacrifice, so we're kind of paying attention to this, I think the move is queen g4. Because if they take, you now have a back rank mate. Yeah, it's going to be queen g4, isn't it? I'm going to lock it in. Yes. Okay. So here's where the excitement starts, I guess. All right. So queen g4. So the idea is if black takes, we go check, takes, checkmate. This illustrates the concept of back rank checkmate, which is why it's so dangerous. There's a funny thing. Takes. There's almost a back rank checkmate against us, but our knight actually helps support it. So there's nothing there. Okay. So black decides to play queen b5. Makes sense. You get away from that. You're sort of counterattacking some stuff. Okay. Wow. I think I know what the move is. Wow, that is a crazy move, actually. Okay. Okay. Do you guys have a guess? What do you guys think the move is? White to play. This is wild. This is wild. I'm gonna see if anyone in chat says it. White to play. Yeah. There you go. There you go, Bill. Queen c4. Queen takes c8 doesn't actually work because queen takes c8, rook takes, even though you have two rooks, you have to remember the queen is covering it. So they will take your last rook with the queen. So that doesn't quite cut it. But queen c4 lures one of those pieces away, and then it would be checkmate. So queen c4. He goes back to d7. So now we have... Well, I mean, you could go back, but that doesn't accomplish anything, right? That doesn't fix any problems. If we sack it here, if the rook takes, we still have the same issue. We don't have enough pieces. So we can't sack there. I mean, going back is just the same position, right? So... Oh, wow. Wow, I see what the move is. Are you kidding me? You guys see what it is? Queen a4 does not work because the queen would still defend, right? This is crazy. This next move is nuts. Oh my goodness. It's queen c7 because it's the same idea. If one of the pieces leaves, there's checkmate. That is insane. Queen c7. Oh my. So what does black do? They go back to b5. Oh my. So we sack it, we sack it, we sack it. Can we do it again? And take a pawn this time? You know, the other thing that we should pay attention to is, does black have any threats of their own? Queen takes c8, same thing, guys. It doesn't work. They still have two pieces covering it, right? But queen b7 lures the queen away. The thing is, if we do it, could they sack here? Oh, what is going on? Hold on. If we take, they take, what's the point? If we take with our rook, check? Yeah, we're mated. We are actually mated. Oh, but wait. No, we're not. We take the rook. If they take, we take. This is pinned. This is crazy. Okay, we'll analyze it after the game. This is nuts. All right, it's got to be queen b7. I'm seeing where this is going. It's got to be queen b7. All right, I'm going to lock it in. Let's see if we're right. a4. What? Did I miss something? Does that actually work for black? Takes. If you take me, I take you. Or I take you here. We're still up a pawn. Oh, no, we're actually not. They take b7. Oh, no. Yeah, they do. We're pinned. Wow. Okay, so I messed up. Did anybody see a4? Sorry. Did anybody see a4? Yeah, somebody said it. Man. Okay, so a4 is the move. a4 is the move. Okay, what does black do then? So what's the point? This is what I don't understand. What is the point of this move? Like, what does that accomplish for us? I mean, we can go queen c2 with the same idea, but they just go back and we're losing our pawns, yeah? We can go queen f5. I guess we can take on a5, but like, what's the point? What are we? I'm confused. I don't see it, guys. I don't quite understand. Oh, is it queen c6? Oh, what? What? Okay, I think it's queen c6. Let me think about this. Queen c6. The point is the pawn cannot take because of the checkmate. So the queen would have to take. Wait, but then, I mean, well, that's just a queen trade, right? If we take, they take. Maybe that's not the move. I don't know what the move is. Queen a5, I guess. Queen c4, but I don't see the point. I don't know, guys. I'm kind of a bit confused here. Let's say it's queen a5. I really don't know. I'm gonna see what the move is. What? Okay, let's try to figure out what's going on. Let's try to figure out what's going on. If the queen takes the rook, oh, that is okay. If the queen takes the rook, we're gonna take, and we have this thing going where neither rook can take. If this takes, checkmate. So we just win the queen. But if the rook takes, now we go there, and yeah, you don't have enough pieces. Oh, this is insane. This is insane. So they need to move their queen again. But you can't go there or there, which means you have to go here. And then what's going to happen? Then are we going to do this? Oh, we're going to trap the queen along this diagonal. You got to be kidding me. The move, yeah. Oh, boy. It's going to be queen takes b7. This is insane. It's going to be queen takes b7. Oh, my. All right. All right. I'm going to go queen takes b7 and lock it in. Yep. That's the last move. Now black's out of tricks. They have no way to stay on the diagonal and stop the back rank checkmate. Dude. Okay. Okay, I have to see. What does the book say? Did we miss any like key lines? I just want to check. That is nuts. That is so wild. Okay. Oh man. Yeah. So okay, let me just go for a second. Hold on. Let's go to the analysis. Let's turn the analysis on. So let's go back to where all this magic started, right here. So Stockfish agrees. White is winning, only if you play Queen G4. It says we're now treated to one of the most spectacular sequences in chess history. 6 consecutive queen offers. Black can never take the queen due to the mate on e8. So Queen G4, Queen B5, Queen C4. Both pieces are tied to the defense, so they can't take it. Queen C7, same thing. You go here. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. Yeah, this game is nuts. All right, Queen C7. Let's see, what do they say now? Queen B5. Oh, okay. I missed one line here. So if they would have played Queen D8, what do we do? What do we do, guys? It's Queen takes C8. If you take the queen, they save their rook and get away. So you have to take their rook, and now again the back rank checkmate happens. So that's one line that was kind of cool. Okay, so Queen D8 does no longer work. They go here. Oh, and if you continue with Queen takes B7, yeah, we actually lose. Okay, black to play and win. So I did miscalculate something, guys. I did miscalculate something. Oh, this is crazy, man. Now, black sacks. And if we take it, we are getting mated, like I said. Now, I thought we could do this. What am I missing? Boom. Boom. Just takes the queen. Oh, we're just down a rook. That's it. Oh, man. So queen takes b7, totally wrong idea. You have to go a4. And then this is just so ridiculous. This move is just wild. This is one of the greatest moves I've ever seen. Rook e4. Look at this. What is the whole time our queen's just like sitting there. It's incredible. Okay, they go queen b5. And yeah, the queen is trapped. Wow. So, okay, there's an interesting note at the start of this game that I didn't say earlier, but they said, I'll read it to you guys. There have been questions asked about whether Tori and Adams really played this game or whether it was a composition. I imagine there will always be doubts about any such brilliant game that was played, neither under tournament conditions nor with any eyewitnesses. It would take us too far afield to go into the details here, but the evidence for this game being fabricated strikes me as purely circumstantial and presents no compelling reason to assert that the game was definitely not played. So let's just enjoy the game. If it was composed, then let's enjoy the composition. So I guess there is some debate on like, did this actually happen? But it looked reasonable enough to me, right? Like I didn't feel like, oh, this is definitely like, so there were some strange moves, here and there, but regardless, that's pretty amazing. I mean, however you want to think about it. This is nuts. Okay. I'm going to let you guys vote. I have some more games to go through. This is very mentally challenging. We can also play some games. So I'm going to do a poll and you guys let me know what you want. Okay, let's do a poll. So more games or play some live chess. All right, poll's coming your way. And now. Yeah, for those asking about the book, it's called The Mammoth Book of the World's Greatest Chess Games. I linked it in the description. So you can check that out. Okay, you guys are done. Sorry for hurting your brains. Okay, so we're ready for some live games. All right. No, I think that was good. I had some more, but yeah, this is tough. Like this is very tough going through every move like this. All right, we'll play some games. We will play some games. Okay. Cool. All right. So yeah, let me go ahead and jump over here for a second. Oh, by the way, the guy that we were wondering about last time, I do not believe has been banned. But I noticed some really weird things about their account. Like immediately after our game, they played 2 games and resigned in like 7 or 8 moves. They played like a couple of random moves and then just resigned. It was super weird. And so I'm pretty sure it's a case of sometimes people don't cheat all the time in every game. They just break it out from time to time. That's what I felt like happened in that game. And then they were just like throwing some games and yeah. Anyway. All right. Let me go here. So we are 2456. And let's jump into some games. I'm going to actually have to remove this one. We'll put the Chess Vibes Academy logo up there. Why not? We are going to be reopening Chess Vibes Academy in August. So just a heads up, if you didn't catch it the first time around, mark your calendars. All right, here we go. We are black. Let's play a Sicilian. I was actually trying to experiment with this recently. So let's do it. And we'll play what's called the Accelerated Dragon. That seems strange because they don't have Queen B6. So let's think. I could be getting tricked here if I go for this. All right, well, we got to calculate this, guys, because this could be a big mistake if I'm missing something. What happens on knight f5? That seems to be the critical move, right? Knight f5. If I take this and they take me, I take... We've given up our valuable bishop for a simple pawn. I don't like it. There is also a check with the idea of taking the knight. Then they could play bishop d2. And I don't think I have a good move. So it looks like I would have to go with the line where we go queen b2. Yeah, let's check this after the game. I'm pretty sure it's a mistake. So let's check it after the game. I don't want to fall for the trap. Let's just go here. The fact that they played so quickly too, high-rated opponent, is another clue that it was probably a trap. We'll check it after the game. Let me actually make a note. I don't want to forget that. Let me make a note here. Hold on. What move was that? I was thinking move 6. Okay. All right. So this is what we call a Maroxy bind. And I'm going to play, I think. I know against the Maroxy bind, you have to try to break with either B5 or D5 at some point. So I'm going to see if we can't set that up. I don't exactly know what I'm doing here. I can play D6. D6 looks like a reasonable move too. I'm playing way too slow. I need to pick up the pace actually though. Let's reroute this knight. I'm going to reroute this knight because I want to open up the bishop here. Usually I play these types of positions from the white side. So I know like what white should be doing, but I don't really know how to play this from black's perspective. Okay, so 95. We want to get the queen somewhere. How about let's put the queen on A5. I have to watch out for 95 tricks though. So should I play king H8 to avoid that? I'll go rook B8 first. I want to try to set this up. Let's see. How do we do it? Okay, I need some space. I'm going to make some trades. I need some space here, guys. Okay. Oh, 95. I just walked into it anyway. What am I doing? 95. Ay. I blundered this one. He's going to play 95. I can't take because of check. No, it's not even. Yeah. And then he just takes back. Yep. That was a huge blunder. I'm going to have to go back. I mean, I say blunder. I don't think the game's over, but I just gave white 2 free moves, essentially. Just gave him 2 free moves, yeah. So finally, white is out of the theory. They have to start playing chess on their own. So that's the good news. Bad news is we're in a bad position because I wasted 2 moves. Very common tactic, and I should have noticed this. Usually it happens when your queen is on A5. So it was a little bit of a different setup. Okay, when you're cramped, usually trading pieces is a good thing. So we'll trade that. Okay. Let's attack the queen. Yeah, our position is not awful. I think we've somehow survived that little misstep. I do have to find a space for the queen. We can kick the knight now, but this pawn is going to be a target, which I don't like giving it to white. Such an easy target. So I'd like to wait a little bit. Let me go queen a5. Let's make sure we're not missing any tactics. I don't think so. This is defended. Yeah, I'm going to try to get queen c5, force a queen trade, and then I think we could play e6, get rid of the knight, and probably have a decent endgame. Still have a bunch of time. We're still good on time, I think. Yeah, okay, let's probably do it. It's a rough game. I think trading the queens, getting to the endgame actually makes a lot of sense. Okay. And we have a square here. We have a nice square on d4 that white does not have because we can play e6 and chase their knight away. Meanwhile, they cannot chase our knight away. So our knight's going to be a monster on d4. It's going to be an absolute monster. Oh, okay. I didn't actually see that move. The issue is I'm losing that important pawn. If I play knight d4, they take me. The check doesn't actually work because of this move. We might have to sack an exchange, guys. We might have to do it. Yeah, it's not ideal, but I don't see another option. Our knight is still very strong, so I'm not going to resign, but I did miss this move. If we can keep the position locked, so like, for example, if I can get this pawn in here, and the rooks don't have an open file, we might have a chance. White's probably going to sacrifice it. Yeah, b4 is a good move. Yeah. Yeah, I can't stop the rooks from coming in. But you never know. You can always blunder a fork. They can always blunder a fork. Am I right? Rook here, we take with the knight. They take, I go rook c8. Rook here, e6. The rook comes down. It's ugly. It's ugly. There's nothing better for me to do, though. If they go there, if I take and attack them, what happens? Because if we could trade all of these pawns, we might be able to hold on for a draw, actually. Actually might be my best chance. Trying to trade these and then just hold on. It's going to be hard for white to make progress, I think, in that position. This person was super booked up on the opening too. So, you know, sometimes they struggle at the end game. We'll see. Okay, interesting decision. You're going to give me the pawn. And what if I go e6? The issue with e6 is rook here. If I take it, they take me. Okay, I'm going to go for this. Try to trade these pawns, hopefully. Actually, I don't think this is smart, is it? If I lose this one. Yeah, it's not great, is it? Do I have any tricks left? Do I have any tricks? E5 allows my knight to jump in. I mean, if they keep spending 30 seconds a move, could flag them. Okay, that's not a move I expected. Oh, I thought I could check, but there's king g3. Ah. Why did I do that? Okay. Miscalculated, guys. I miscalculated it. Okay, we're catching up on time, though. Seem pretty slow. They're playing good moves, though. That's the problem. They're playing really good moves. That's a great move. Ah. Okay. I don't think I have any more tricks now. Kind of needed that pawn. Kind of needed it. Guess that's mate. Yeah. All right, let's see what we did wrong. I think it was that mistake where I gave them 2 free moves. Like that was probably what did it. Okay, first thing, I think I avoided a trap. Let's see. No, okay, so queen b6 is actually a good move. It actually is a good move. So let's see. Queen b6. If they would have played knight f5, queen takes b2. Yeah, this is actually a good line for me. So the main line is knight b3. And then I'm supposed to just move my queen again at that point. And you've made the knight move. And now we have a threat here. So they defend. And the game goes on. So I should have played queen b6. Okay, I didn't know that. That being said, knight f6 is also a main move. a6, d6. Yeah. I'm not playing a good version of this setup. And then that was a huge blunder. Although, even if I play a better move, like let's say b6, I'm still not in an awesome position. Okay. And then let's see. I thought I was okay right around here. Knight b6. No, knight d7. Yeah, they just found the right idea. Stockfish says you have to just give up the pawn and play this position. I thought my knight was going to be stronger. And I thought this was just a really bad ending, 3 against 2. Like I didn't see any ways to win this. Or even draw. So it was just a tough game all around. And then we never really had a chance here with the knight. They were pretty slow though. I feel like if I could have survived like a couple more moves, they were playing really slow at the end. Let me see what their bullet rating is. Or blitz rating. No, they're actually decent. So I don't know. Those are strange. Okay. Anyway, let's try this again. I need to be more focused in the opening. I can't get into those bad positions. Okay, we're black again. Yeah, let's try it again. Let's try it again. C3. I don't know much about this, except that it's kind of like the Ponziani, I think, where you can play this way and just have an isolated pawn to attack, I believe. Okay, so they want to go knight c3. Yeah, this is very similar to like Scandinavian, very similar. I'm just gonna go e6. E5 might be better, but Just going to go e6 for now. Put my bishop here, bring my queen here. We have a nice little position already. So we have the immediate threat. Do you guys see the immediate? Actually, yeah, this is the immediate threat. Okay, Oh, they fell for a tactic, I believe, guys. Okay. They fell for a nasty tactic. If you want to pause, what do you think the move is for black? Bishop takes h2. Let's go. Because I have a pin here. Now, they had it defended, but when they moved their knight, they lost it. It's a little tricky because of knight d6, but I don't even know if they can get away with that because then they would have 2 pieces under attack. So we're just winning material, basically. By the way, guys, I have another OTB tournament this weekend. So I will not be streaming on Saturday. And I'll have a bunch of recaps of the games after the tournament. Okay, queen a4. They had to move the queen somewhere. So I guess that makes sense. So we'll take the rook. And we can attack the knight. I guess their plan is to take this. So, okay, hold on. I have options, right? I have multiple options. I would like to put pressure on the knight so they don't have time to take my bishop back. So I think I want to go here or here. This one, the problem is knight c5 looks very unpleasant. So I think e7. But then you have to deal with potentially queen a3. No, I don't think we want to deal with queen a3. Although we do have queen a5. Hold on. Double check. No, I don't want to deal with it. We're going to go here. We'll deal with knight c5, but I don't want to deal with queen a3. Knight c5 is not super scary. We just move. So basically my plan is if they take here, okay, if they take here, I was going to play like bishop b5 or queen b5. But in this case, I think we just take the knight. Now, we're going to be up a full rook. So it's just a question of can we not get checkmated? Doesn't look so scary, honestly. Little scary. Little scary. I think my king can... I have lots of options on where to run. d5. Wow. Let's just take it. Of course, they're trying to open it up, but I'm going to just keep the pawn as a shield and try to get my knight out and then run. Okay. So probably here. Okay, I think we're going to develop the knight. The question is to which square? F6 is the usual choice. Let's keep it nice and simple. The only spot on my position that I'm not sure about is right here. We could sack the rook for the bishop to save it. But okay, now we have an opportunity to probably just go here and get the king away. Question is, do I want my rook to go to c8 or d8? The nice thing about c8 is even if we somehow lose this pawn, my knight is defended. On d8, it's nice because it could support that. But then this might be a bigger problem because of my knight. I think we should. Although, I think we should do this. I don't know why. I just feel like that's the move. And I'm going to try to run my king over here. It's not the move I was expecting at all. I thought they were going to attack this. What is this move? Interesting. You want to come in here. Okay. And play knight e4. I mean, 98, but that's... I don't want to have to play 98. Sorry. What if I just run? Let the queen go there. What if I just run? Okay. Because now queen d6, I actually can play rook d8, rook d7. Probably. We can't get to total safety because of the queen, but if we have time to bring our queen back, we can potentially deal with that. I think we're doing okay. Yeah, okay, so rook d8. What's the threat? Queen c7. Rook d7. I think we're fine. I mean, I am up a rook, so... Let's go rook d7. Wait, doesn't that trap the queen, actually? I don't know what white is doing. I really have no idea what they're doing. I think we just won. I think we just won. Okay. So now we're up queen for a bishop. Just have to get the queen into the game. That's all we have to do. So I guess I got to be a little careful. This is annoying. Bishop here is annoying, but it's not dangerous, right? Let's just get the queen into the game. Queen's been sitting there for too long, I think. Okay. Knight g4, d4. Check. I like d4. I like just pushing this pawn. Although... yeah, and now if they move the knight, we can actually launch an attack here. We can launch a nice little attack. Check here, check here, check here, check. The king comes out. It's probably worth it, I would think. Let's see where the knight goes first. Actually, there's only like one move here, yeah? Oh, they could try to defend with knight f1. They could try to defend. Okay, they do try to defend. But that's something about that doesn't seem quite right. Knight e4 should be a good move. We target the pawn. We don't let them defend it because our knight and our pawn. Yeah, I think white is in trouble. Okay, we'll trade that off. Whenever you're ahead, trading pieces is good. Oh, I see a cool move. I see a cool move. Look at that little queen sacrifice. They can't take it because they can't stop the new queen. That's pretty funny, actually. What a nice move. E3. Okay, they decide to do that. Well, don't you worry. She'll be back. She'll be back. All right, all right. Let's see how we did. Kirsten, hey, thanks. I appreciate that. You're welcome. Okay, 84, pretty good game. We didn't get a brilliant move for that D3 move. I thought that might be brilliant. So let's see. Yeah, against this, did we play the main line? What's the main move against this? D5 is the second move. Okay. D4. No, taking is actually not the main move. Interesting. So I didn't exactly know what I was doing. Yeah, bishop takes h2 is good. They did get a nice little attack. They should have played knight d6 right away. That was better. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't get a brilliant for that. That's a top stockfish move. Anyway. Wait, did we get black 3 games in a row? What's up with that? What is up with that? Knight f3. Knight f3. What are we doing against knight f3? Guess we're playing a King's Indian now. I guess we're playing a King's Indian, guys. I'm pretty sure the bishop goes on f5 in these lines. That's all I remember. Bishop goes on f5. I think our knight jumps in here. If I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, the knight's going to jump in here. Yeah, d5 is a line, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure our knight goes to a5 here, yeah? That's what I remember. It's like, normally you wouldn't want to put your knight on the edge of the board because you're breaking the principle. Knights on the rim are dim. But in this case, it's targeting a very clear semi-weakness. Okay, they want to play e4. I don't think I can stop them. So let's go But we got to watch out that the knight doesn't get trapped too. Hold on. This is where it gets a little tricky. What was the move here? Oh, man. Okay. So, like, I would want to play queen d7, maybe do this. But I also think we have to watch out for that. Now, it's not that clear cut because there would be a tactic. Something tells me we're supposed to, like, play, like, c6 and just, like, attack the center here. They're going to play e4. I think I'm going to go here to... Yeah. I vaguely remember this. I think this is a good move for us if they play it. Because even though we lose a tempo on a move that weakens their position, right? This diagonal would be weakened. The bishop is even further blocked out of the game. So now we go back, and that's actually good for us, I think. Okay? So we have to figure out what our plan is going to be. We've got some queen b6 check ideas. He plays rook b1. Uh-huh. Is throwing in the check a good move for me or not? Like, do I want the king over there? I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to push by because it's really solid here. So I'm going to push by and play more of like a Benko Gambit style game. So Benko Gambit, you sacrifice a pawn here. You push these guys up and you sacrifice a pawn. Well, now I need to actually consider something else. Hold on a second. Like a knight move. And then we can play f5 and target this. Or we can continue like I just said. Very interesting situation. So what's the point? Why am I giving up a knight for free? Well, it's not a free knight because it's a trade. That's the first thing. It's just a trade. It kind of messes up White's pawn structure. They're going to have some doubled pawns. Okay, they're going to go for it. Now, do I want to throw in this check? Well, I can. No, let's save it for later, maybe. So I think it messes up their pawn structure. And it also, you'll notice, gives me this hole. If I could get my knight there, which is not going to be easy to do, actually. But if I could get my knight there, I'd be really happy. Looks like I'm going to have to give up the bishop here. We could take a pawn. That's not at all worth it. It's not at all worth it. So I think I'm going to be taking that. Then the question is, what am I doing next? How do we get this knight back into the game? Okay, I think we do that, and now we go with the Benko Gambit approach of b5 here. So we're putting pressure on c4. Of course, if they take, then my bishop comes crashing through. So they go there. That makes sense. I think I want to play rook b8. So we maintain the defense of the pawn. Now we're also coming in with a pin here. Might open up some tactical possibilities for us. Of course, they could take with the knight, and then this is defended, but they just get out of the way. Okay. They just get out of the way. So let's go here. We're going to attack another pawn. They're probably going to play h3. And now I'm thinking of sneaking over here. So what are we doing? Well, we're piling up on this pawn. That's one thing. I'm also clearing the way if I want this rook to come over. Wow, e5. Okay. They are not scared, huh? Let's take this. We got to come crashing through here, I think. Not sure what to do. I think I want to get my rook on the second rank. That looks really powerful. So we'll chase this guy away. They could play knight b3. No, we just take it. So yeah, they have to move, and then we can go here. That looks really good, actually. So rook b2. It's kind of funny. I have all my pieces like this. Okay, let's go ahead. If they take, I have to decide which way to take back, or do I have any other crazy sacrifices? Or take, no, we don't want to give them that. Yeah, we'll definitely have to take back. Okay, so the question is which way? I feel like the queen, maybe. Although rook a3, I'm just noticing. Is rook a3 a thing? Rook a3. Takes. They move. Takes. They take. We save the bishop. I don't think it's a thing. Okay. Oh, he's going for rook a3. Hold up. What is this? Option number 1. Takes. I get a fork. He moves his queen. I get a rook. I win a pawn. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is I take here. He's going to sack and then take. Yeah, that's what he wants. I'm going to beat him to it. I'm going to sack first. Queen here. Any shenanigans? No, I don't think so. Let's go. Surprise, surprise. Oh, queen d3. I didn't see queen d3. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I missed it. I'm in trouble. I didn't see queen d3. Oh, man. Yikes. I can't take it because I lose my queen. I did not see that at all. Now, the only question is, what happens on queen b5? Do we still have an okay position or not? We might still have an okay position. Rook B1. Rook B1, let's see. Takes. I have a knight and a rook and some pawns for a queen. It's probably the best option. If I take this and then take, his queen is going to have time to come in. So yeah, I think we just do it this way. That's interesting. No, I mean, obviously I didn't want to play this line because I missed queen d3, but now that we're here, let's see what happens. So bishop for bishop, we have the rook and the knight for the queen. 3-6, 3-6-7. So we're up a pawn, but really it feels like we're up. Well, I was going to say more than a pawn, but I guess it's just a pawn. Oh, but that's a good move. Wow. That's a great move. Yeah, okay. Oh, man. Can we do anything is the question. Not really. I think we're just lost. I'm going to try to push my pawn, but apart from that, I don't really have any ideas here, guys. I forgot about queen d3. I totally missed it. Totally missed it. It's too bad. Yeah, it's a good move too, man. Okay, let's go here. I have some checks, but doesn't really do anything. Let's see. Do I have any crazy tricks? Hold on. So c3 takes check c2. That's actually interesting. Okay. He takes the pawn, he gets forked. If he takes the knight, I'm gonna go check here. He takes me, I get a queen. I guess I'm still losing, but at least I get a queen. And maybe I can perpetual check. It's probably my best chance at this point. And if I push first, it doesn't work because the queen goes there and actually stops me from checking. Yeah, so we got to just check, go for it. Somehow he d6. What? Wow. Okay. I don't know. What is happening? If I go check, he goes there. I go check. Guess I have to stop this annoying pawn. That was a great idea. Oh, this guy's pretty good. This guy is a strong player, I think. How's he going to stop this? It's my last trick. King F2. Then I can at least take a pawn. Yeah. At least I can take a pawn. He's going to go check, take me. Let me get the queen, but take my knight with check is what's going to happen. Watch. Nope, never mind. What do I know? What do I know? Yeah, that's even better. Okay, well. I have one final trick here. Something tells me they're not going to fall for it. I'm going to try it anyway. Hopefully they move back here. That's what we're going for. Nope, of course not. Okay. Yeah, strong player. Strong player. Let me check the theory. I think we played all the theory right in the opening. Let's see. Yeah, bishop f5 is good. Knight a5 is the move. c6 is the move. Okay. Bishop g4 is the move. Okay. That's the wrong idea. I needed to open some things up. So c5 was the wrong idea. Okay. b3. This trade actually wasn't as good as I thought it was. Yeah. This was a good idea to bring their rook over like this. That was a very good idea. And then I missed that they can just pin me. Rook b1. Yep. And then they found some great ideas here too. Like d6. You know. I mean, I don't know. I guess just got to understand the plans for what you're doing, and I didn't understand it. So right here, let's see. Yeah, everybody in the master's database captures. So that was a huge misunderstanding on my part. You have to open this up. Most people take with the c pawn. They could take the other way, but most people take this way. And then what is black's plan now? Let's see. Rook c8. Let's actually do this. Let's find a strong player. Here we go. Here we go. So this person is 2,500. They won. And let's just see what they did. Here we go. Let's follow this game. They played e6. Okay. So they opened up the position. I left it too close. They opened it up. Invaded with the queen. And I mean, look at this. Black has the files. Stockfish actually says there was something better. Hold on, let's just follow Stockfish for a minute. So takes. Queen a4 is the best move. Whoa, sorry, I didn't want to do that. Well, I don't know where the line just went. Anyway, it was Queen a4, something like this, right? Something like this happened. And Stockfish wanted Queen a4 at some point. Yeah, this is a totally different position. Anyway, I'm sorry, guys. But basically, the point is, don't lock it up here. I needed to open things up. That was my big mistake. Okay. Let's play another game. I mean, I felt like that game wasn't too suspicious, maybe a little bit, but I wasn't getting any red flags on that last opponent. But I didn't check their account. Let me see real quick. Let me play D4 here. Oh, a French player. Let's play this at line again. Let's play it. I've been enjoying this one. I have been enjoying this one. Okay, I want to see anything fishy about Fishy Bob. Let's see. Fishy Bob. Fishy Bob. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Not a lot of information there. Okay. So they take, which I think is the best move. Let me go knight f3 here. I think knight c6 is the best move, if I'm not mistaken. Or h5 or something. There's some Stockfish line with h5, h4 shenanigans, but most people don't play that. Yeah, this is what everybody plays. I think we go bishop f4. It's like a battle of this square, basically. Because once we jump in, we don't want their bishop to be able to come here after a queen takes. So we have to keep it defended. That's all I remember. I think they're going to do some check, or maybe now's the moment when Stockfish says throw the h-pawn. I don't know. This is not a good line against the French, but I don't really know what to play against the French right now. Maybe I should go back to the bishop d3 chess boot repertoire. That's probably fits my style better, but I haven't learned all the lines yet. This one's easy. You just learn, like, put your queen there, bring your knight, defend your e-pawn, and at the right moment, you throw in a check and take g7. That's it. That's like the Gledhill attack in a nutshell. Okay, so what are our options? Move the king, and then just see what black's going to do. Then our king is obviously going to be in trouble. We can drop back and gain a tempo, but then we lose the support here, which might not be the end of the world. If they go there, we can check, take. If we do this and they go for that, yeah, we still have it defended, so I don't actually think they could do that. So, okay, let's drop it back and go knight d6. I'll have to review because I don't remember if this is actually accurate or not. I'm pretty sure this is the idea, though. You gain a tempo on their queen, even though you lost the tempo by moving the bishop, so it evens out. Basically, if they go here, it's the same exact position. If I would go here, yeah, same exact position. Like if you imagine, instead of me going f4, I would have just gone here and they go here. We get the exact same position. So I guess now we probably have to do it. What else am I going to do? We grab the pawn attacking the rook first. Now I don't think this makes so much sense because we just take it. So they're going to go rook f8. I'm going to take this. And after this rook c1, we have a total mess. Black's king obviously is weak. My king is weak. But if I can get bishop d3 and castle, then my king's actually really safe. And I think we get to attack black, which is what we're going for. So I think they have to do this. No. Okay, I guess they could do that. For some reason, I didn't think that was a good move. Maybe I'm crazy. Huh. So if I hold up. No, we can't leave the knight, right? Because it's attacked twice. If I take, the problem is their king is going to castle unless we stop it with queen f6. But I don't like that I'm developing their pieces for them. So that's why I'm leaning towards like knight g4. Just keep this. Yeah, I can't get behind letting this bishop out like that. Let's go here. Of course, if they take this, I'm just going to play rook c1 or rook d1. Probably rook c1. Don't think it's a big deal. Keeping my options open to jump this knight in if this guy ever tries to move. Also, bishop h6 is something to keep an eye on. Okay, let's go rook c1. Defend our pawn here. By the way, if they push this, thank you very much. That's a free queen. They're not going to do that, of course, but I'm just pointing it out. So yeah, my plan is going to be bishop d3, castle the king to safety, and somehow get to the king. And hopefully they don't get to castle. Oh, that's a move. Do I defend? Do I go bishop d3? Okay, I have a crazy idea. I have a really crazy idea. Hear me out, guys. Bishop b5. They take me. I sack this for the knight. Now I'm hoping they take me. If they go here, I guess I just end up losing a pawn. Which might be a flaw in my idea. But if they did take me, the knight's pinned, then I can play knight f6 check. And I was thinking somehow we attack the king, but actually now that I'm looking at it, I don't even know if we could do that. So I need a new idea. Bishop d3 is probably my top move. Yeah, I lose the bishop, but then I still have the ability to castle, and it opens up a nice rook. Let's go. Let's just keep it simple. So we're going to castle. We have this. We have the knight. We have the bishop. We have the queen. Black's king looks very unsafe. Bathroom gambit. Be right back. Oh, wow. They played b6 fast. Okay. So we actually can't castle unless we're going to sack the bishop, right? Which I would consider. But I'd prefer to keep it on the board if we can. So what does that leave me? What options do we have? Bishop g5 looks pretty tempting. Now let's go bishop g5. So my idea is knight f6 check and queen f6. He's going to get mated somehow. If he checks me, though, I don't want to move that bishop back, but I also would like to castle, but you can't castle and check. So I think I would have to just go king f1 and be sad about my rook. Alternatively, I go back. He could just repeat the position. That doesn't actually help me unless I want to draw, which I do not want to draw. I could do it once just to see what he does. But I think I would probably just have to do this. And I mean, worst case, I guess the rook could come into the game eventually that way, but it's just going to be sitting there for a while. King e2 actually is an option too, but that seems... With the king on f3, that just doesn't feel right, does it? No. But this is a powerful idea. I mean, this is a big deal. So he's got to think about this. The queen could move and stop the checkmate, but the other thing that's nice about this is the king is basically permanently stuck because you can't castle through the check, right? So we don't have to checkmate it immediately. We can bring some other pieces into the game. And now we've got him thinking. Now we've got him thinking. He goes for h6. Bit of a strange move. I have other threats too, though, now. Keeping my rook guarded, of course. But I also have knight f6 here. Take this one. That's a pretty big deal, too. What? My opponent has a 75% win rate? Seriously? Oh. I don't think they're playing that well. I don't think they're playing that well. Looks like I'm about to win, right? Knight f6. If I can castle too, that's going to be great. And somehow we're ahead on time? How did that happen? Yeah, we've really got him thinking. We've really got him thinking. This is going to be a fun game to analyze. Okay. I mean, F5. Okay. 95 should be the move. I don't think we have to think too much about that one, right? Basically, if he takes, I have two options, really. But I'm probably going to be taking the rook. Keeps this defended. I mean, stops rook f7. It's just a good all-around move. Check mate. We have an immediate mate threat there. Yeah, rough position for black. Okay, so see, now I can play bishop d2 because if he goes back, I have the checkmate like I just mentioned. So now bishop d2 is the move. Oh, wait, there's queen e7 though. Hold on. Queen e7. Takes, check. We win the exchange. Is it good enough? Yeah, it's good enough. It's good enough. Then we'll push Harry down the board here. Okay. So he's going to let me do it. He's going to let me do it, and I think I'm going to do it. I also have bishop b4 check. So really we could take the rook however we like. Let me think about this for a moment. Hold everything. I think I'll keep... Yeah, actually, I don't know. Because then we have opposite colored bishops, but it's not really an opposite colored bishop ending. All right. This check is just too attractive. I can't stop myself. We're going to go for the check. Okay, I didn't see that. Doesn't really change too much, though. Now I can do this. Oh, wait. There's a... No. I'm okay. I'm okay. Because if he takes my rook, my knight actually stays alive. That's why we're okay. And if he takes this, my knight is going to escape. Yeah, my knight's going to escape. Wait, let's get the order right. Nelson, get the order right. Let me go here. Then I can check. Let's go h4. Let's check with the rook. Let me think. Gotta be a little careful here, actually. Wow. What was that? What was that? I have no idea what to expect from this game review. I have no idea what to expect. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. That was really strange. All right. So, okay, they played the best move. They played the best move. Then they did a not so great move. I played bishop d2. And then we went for it. Okay, so this is good for me. This is a good line for me. Yes. Knight b4 was not great. I played the best move. They played a bad move. Oh, rook c7. Wow. Rook c7. Look at that. You're just going to sack for the knight, I guess. Wait, what is the point of this move? I'm sorry. You want to go knight f6 check. Take. That is absurd. Even the engine is like super confused. Look at that. You see that, guys? The engine doesn't know what's going on. It says it's checkmate, but then it's like, wait a second. Bishop c1, queen b4 check, king e2, rook c8. There's no checkmate. So you go bishop g5. This is wild. He sacks the bishop. You run over here. He sacks it again. Now you have to take it. You're still getting checked from the... That's why the engine couldn't evaluate it, because the line is so long. It didn't know what was happening. King goes to f4. King goes somewhere. Then they sack the queen. And you're winning. Except you have a whole bunch of pawns to deal with. Okay. Thank you, Stockfish. All right. Back to the real world where we live. Bishop g5. Not a great move. He goes h6. I just take it. Okay, I'm totally winning. Knight e5. I'm absolutely winning. How did I mess this up? This was not the best approach. I should have just taken it and started pushing my pawn. That's one thing. This is actually a draw. This is actually a draw, according to the engine. Now it's a win for me. Now it's a loss for me. His pawns are just way too strong. That's why I can't stop his pawns. What in the world? What in the world just happened? He fixed the rice cooker for the ending. Yeah, I really don't know. I have no idea what happened in that game. Like that's one of the reasons I've enjoyed that line, though. It's so crazy, the positions. Like, it doesn't make sense. Okay. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Okay, here we go. 2,500. Okay, let's play I'm gonna play g6 because I've been looking at these lines a little bit more. And I'll go c6 and d5. Okay. He plays the h3 move. All right. I'm going to play knight h6. I'm going to try to take this person out of their comfort zone first. Let's see who this is, actually. Let me see if I can look them up. Let me see what they're... Okay, we do have a FIDE profile. Okay, this person's 2213 FIDE. Okay, 2213 FIDE. Yeah, 25-year-old, 2213 FIDE. All right, I was just curious. Bishop f4. Okay. Let's go with f6 here. We're going to put the knight on f7. The point of this system is to just confuse your opponents. It's not a normal looking position. Knight b5. We have knight a6. I don't think it's a concern. Also might have e5 actually too. Oh, but e5 takes. There's a queen sacrifice knight check that we would have to watch out for. Knight b5. What if I just castle, let him go there, then e5? If you take my rook, your knight's trapped, so you're probably going to lose it. I get 2 pieces. If you go back, I take your knight. Yeah, you'd have to commit to that line. So that's why he's thinking. He's thinking a lot about this, I bet. Probably just going to castle, though, or something. Although castling, I don't know. Let me get a6 in. I think I might just castle. Yeah, because e5 takes, queen takes. Oh, he goes with the bishop. Okay, that doesn't seem like it should be too challenging for us. Let's go knight c6. And I think we can castle. Okay. Position's pretty solid. Interesting thing about this setup is there is no bishop h6. That's a huge blunder. We just take it. So it's a very weird setup to play against. It is not normal. Normally the knight is here and the pawn is here, right? We've switched them. I'm feeling good. I think our position's solid. I cannot blunder something. He's going to go rook e1. What am I going to play? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We can't do it just yet. We could set it up. We can't play rook b8. This bishop's annoying. I would like to play this. So I'm thinking rook e8. Setting up the big push here on e5. Then we'll have a really nice center. You just learned chess a year ago and you're playing in your first OTB tournament next Saturday. Nice. Good luck. We'll both be playing in a tournament at the same time. Okay. This is one of the advantages of this opening too, is it's very tough to play against. So a lot of times your opponents will spend some time thinking. And that's what we're seeing here. So we're going to have a big time advantage. I mean, I say big, it's at least 2 minutes already. So we'll see if it keeps going. But if I get e5 in, I mean, I'm just going to have a nice big center. So he's going to try to go for this. Okay. Definitely should probably play e5 and take the center. And I think we're going to push and open up the bishop. Any other moves, though, real quick? No, that's like a no-brainer. That is a no-brainer. I mean, look at this position, guys. If we don't win this game... then I might never be a GM. Okay. Queen f6 looks good. Knight e5 looks good. Just making sure I'm not blundering. Okay, we put the queen there. We defend the pawn. We also create a threat. We also line up here. And now I want to jump my knight in. Oh, look at this square too, guys. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Let's go. If he gives up the bishop pair, I mean, forget about it. Forget about it. There's no way. There's no way that can be good for white. The knight's coming into d3, though. It's going to be a monster. We also have the bishop. We can back it up with the bishop. Look at this. Oh, I'm just noticing something. Excuse me. I'm noticing something here, guys. Look at this square. Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that? So what does that mean? It means if this knight moves, or if we chase it, bishop takes h3 is a possible tactic because of knight f3. Now the only issue is this bishop could trade itself. But the other way to take advantage of this is maybe we go there first, then come in with the bishop and try to checkmate with the queen. You got to pay attention to these types of ideas. But also just the simple knight d3, just planting the knight there looks really good too. This is called an octopus knight. You get your knight on the third rank like that, defended by a pawn. Okay, yeah, he takes it. Okay, but now you got to deal with the two bishops against the two knights. I mean, I would not want to be white in this position. Let me tell you that. Okay, so I want to bring more pieces. I want to bring more pieces like this rook. How do I get the rook over there? He wants to cement the knight on c5, which is smart. That's smart. Because the issue is I can't develop the bishop easily. I can go here, but then he's still going to go there. I could... Yeah, that's actually really annoying. All right, hold on. I'm going to sack the bishop. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do it. Do I want my rook on h5 or g5 when I sack the bishop? That's the question, right? King h2. Check, takes. Yeah, let's go here. Let's go here. I think we got to do it now before he gets time to get these knights into the party. I think we strike. What's the phrase? Strike while the... What is it? Something's hot? I don't even remember. You know what I'm talking about. That's what we're going for. I'm setting... He's going to move king h2, I think. Or king h1. I'm not sure. But then I'm going to sack at some point. Okay, he goes king h1. Interesting. Because now it's really dangerous for him. If we can get rid of this knight... If we can get rid of this knight... How do we get rid of this knight, guys? With my queen, but then I need the queen on the f file, but then I need this defended, so... Queen e5. Doesn't help me. How do I get rid of the knight? Or can I work around the knight? Can I work around the knight? So now this looks more dangerous. We also have bishop h6. I'm not exactly sure how that helps. Also queen h4. Then we could get rid of the knight. I'm setting up the sack. I would love for my rook to be here when I do it, but I don't think we have that luxury. I don't see a way to do that. Actually, now I can play bishop g4. Okay, there is a way. So we have a lot of moves here, actually. I mean, as long as I don't blunder this, this is an easy win. This is an easy win. I'm gonna bet Stockfish is saying like -4, -5 for black right now. Like what? None of white's pieces are doing anything. The only one is this knight. This knight is good. Strike while the iron is hot? Is that what it is? Okay, that makes sense. The iron, yeah. We could throw this move in at any point. Let me not forget about that, because that could be very useful. Although I might want it here to get rid of the knight too, so I'm going to wait on that. I mean, if it was my turn right now, Queen H4, if he goes here, check, that's winning. So this is a nasty position. Could he just run though? No, again, Queen G4, like it's so hard to get away. So that's why he's thinking so long, because he knows this is coming. And I don't see how the king is going to survive. Strike while the coffee's hot. Okay, he's going to try to defend with the knight. All right. That looks like an awful move, doesn't it? It just looks like such an ugly move. But I still have to find the win. I mean, my instinct says sack the bishop and then calculate the win. Let's do that. The only reason I'm doing this is because of the time constraint. In a longer game, I would try to calculate everything, of course. But in this game, I would like to save those minutes for the next couple positions. Okay, this should definitely be mate. Now I'm going to calculate. All right, so if we take with the rook, there's checkmate and checkmate. So he's going to play only move knight g3. So we could play bishop e5, but then he's going to try to take my queen, which is the issue. If I take with this, knight g3, now we have... Also have bishop h6. Remember I said about that? Then I can throw this in. So bishop h6 might make sense. We also have bishop e5 to just stop the knight right away. Also have rook f8. I like bishop h6. I really like bishop h6 because this queen has to move to some awkward square over here. And then... Let me go bishop h6. I want to see where the queen's going to be. Queen d4. Okay, now it opens up check. Hold up. Yeah, this should be winning, right? So check. If the king moves, it's mate. So the only move is knight g3. So we sack it. Oh, I can't go there. Okay, hold on. But I can go here. Here, the rook comes over. There's got to be a mate here. And there's no way in the world there's not a checkmate here. So knight g3 takes, check. If he goes there, I can also play bishop f4 right here. Or rook f8 right here. I think we should go rook f8 first. Because I don't see any good moves for white. They want to try to trade the queen, but you can't. You can't go anywhere. Here doesn't work. So I think they're going to just have to resign. Let's go. Let's go, baby. I got 30 seconds. I can drink my water. That was a nice game. That was a nice attack. I think we did a pretty good job. Let's see. Ooh. Ooh, 2 brilliant moves. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, nice. Nice. That was a really good game. 90 accuracy in a very complicated game like that is phenomenal. Because these types of positions, it's really difficult to play like accurately. So he already made a mistake by even trading here. If he would have played knight b5. Yeah, e5 or castling was good. Okay. Like, the problem for white in this position is they don't have anything to attack. And I have a really clear plan. I'm just going to play e5 and get a huge center. And they didn't have a way to stop that. Okay, Stockfish would have waited a little bit on that because I did open up the square for the knight. Turned out nice in the game, but Stockfish says you should develop the bishop first. Okay. Yeah, he should not have given that up, but it's very nasty where this knight is going. I mean, the knight is going to be a monster, right? Oh, okay, there's a little tactic. Look at that. Stockfish is going to sack the queen to get some activity. If you don't see the queen sacrifice, you're just in a bad position there. So, okay, they decided to give it up. Now's where it gets interesting. Yeah, Stockfish actually said sacking it right away, which I did think about because then you haven't committed where your rook is going to go. So this is actually the best way. Then you put the rook on h5. And you're going to be bringing the other rook over. I don't know. It just felt like there was more to calculate here. Like there's more things that white could do. But that was the way. This white's defensive move was rook e3. They didn't see it. They had to play rook e3. Again, rook e3 was the move. I'm still in a good position, but at least this is a better try for them. Okay, but after knight e2, yeah, it's all over. Best move was bishop takes h3. See, I didn't actually calculate everything. I just kind of knew like it probably had to be the right move. You have to get rid of the pawns in front of their king. A rook is better than a bishop, so why sack a rook when you can just sack a bishop instead? Although I did consider this one. And then I also thought about taking the pawn, which is good too, but it doesn't quite obliterate the king side like bishop takes h3. So we take it. This is good. Bishop h6 was great. I mean, even if I go for this, that's fine. But bishop h6 was actually the best, chasing the queen. Rook takes h3. e3 was a even faster way to win. E3, undermining the pawn that's supporting the knight. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Actually, I think I didn't consider it because I was thinking something like this. Oh, but rook takes g3. They can't take you because the queen. Uh-huh. And if they try to run, yeah, you're going to win everything. Okay, so I kind of missed e3. But again, I mean, I only had a minute. I didn't want to spend a bunch of time when I saw some other stuff. So just bringing the rook over is unstoppable. And then, of course, getting rid of the last defender. Now that the king can't run this way, it's easy. And the rook's already in position to deliver the mate too. So that was another key part of it. Okay. Apparently, rook f5 is actually better because they can't stop this. But on here, they can actually sack the rook. And now if I take, the queen is going to start checking me. So, okay. That was a great win. That was a great win. Very good. All right, let's do one last game. Should I stop on that one? I think we have time for one last game. Let's go one last game. Here we go. Okay, 2380. Let's go. We'll play d4 here. We're going to see that line again, aren't we? Yes, we are. We're going to see it again. Oh, boy. Oh, no, we're not. No, we're not. Okay, I'm not going to overthink this. I always overthink these types of positions. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, guys. I'm going to get past the opening with a decent position, and I'm going to move on. That's it. This is the Rubinstein Blackburn defense. I'm going to keep the pieces on the board. I don't know if this is the correct way to do it, but that's what I'm going to do. We'll castle. And yeah, let's actually line the bishop up here. Let's put the rook on e1. What? Did he mouse slip that? He must have mouse slipped c6. I was wondering. I thought c6 was a strange looking move. This guy is playing a bullet game. Okay. I think I'm just going to defend the pawn. How does that sound? Let's just defend the pawn. Because I want to get this rook into the game. I'll take the isolated pawn. I've got all my pieces kind of set up for a bit of an attack here, which I'm starting to like the way this is looking. I am starting to like the way this is looking. Let's go ahead and put the rook on the open file first. Let's try to be a little bit more patient this time around. Okay. I like knight h5 here. Or knight e5 also looks pretty good. I wish, okay, I actually wish I would have played d5 maybe. I think I might have missed an opportunity to open up the bishops. Anyway, maybe we'll get another chance here. Yeah, let's go knight h5. I'm just trying to get pieces close to the king. And of course, if they play g6, then you create permanent weaknesses that maybe we can take advantage of. I think we're going to go knight e5 here, guys. Yeah. Okay, what's the point? If they take my knight, my queen gets to come to the party. And I'm slowly but surely bringing the pieces to the king. The only one is this bishop, which I wish, like I said, I wish maybe I would have played d5. I don't know. It might have not been worth it. I don't want my queen to get pulled away, but if they take him, I take with the bishop, then the bishop actually could be involved. The other thing is just move the queen over. I want to play queen f3, but I'm afraid to do it. I'm afraid to do it because of the bishop. But if you go knight there or there, I just take it. You go knight here, I can move. I can move. That's actually, no, there I could actually just do this. Okay, it's not so dangerous. So let's do that. Get the queen into the action. We're just migrating the pieces towards the king right now. And hopefully at the right moment, we'll unleash a brilliant combination and win. That's the plan. I don't think that makes sense, but we should at least consider it. That's too risky, I think. Yeah, so I don't think I want my queen to be in line with that bishop, so I'm going to go all the way back to h3 to stay away from that. But of course, maintain the pressure here. Okay, I might see a cool move, guys. I might see a cool move. Let's go here. Another bonus of the queen being on h3 is I do stop the checkmate. We're going to force the queen back. I mean, they could sack, but that's probably not worth it. So after we force the queen back, I'm setting up a nasty tactic. I don't think they can stop it. Yeah, I don't think they can stop what I'm about to do next, guys. Ooh. Does anybody see what I have planned? Does anybody see it? I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. Now, the question is, should I do it? Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. All right. Now I have to decide which way I'm going to take this thing. You take it with the queen or the bishop? Probably not the rook. Well, let's see. Queen takes looks pretty nice, but he could sack here. That's what I'm concerned about. So I think I should take with the bishop. Now he's going to trade for sure. Man, so many ways we could do this. Option one, we take and put the queen on e6, and then take with the bishop or rook. Option two, we just take with the rook straight away, eyeing up the square if the bishop ever leaves. Or we just take with the bishop. I do have two pawns, a rook and two pawns, so that's something to keep in mind too. I don't like that bishop d5 move though. So how do we stop that? I guess we'd have to maintain the pin a little bit longer, right? Okay, so let's do that. Let's take with the rook. I'm not sure if I messed up by not putting the queen on e6 when I had the chance, but I didn't like the bishop going to d5 with tempo, chasing me away, and then I like, what did I achieve by that? Okay. Rook is trapped, so we don't actually have to take it right at this minute if we don't want to. Okay, now the rook is going to leave, so I think we should take it now. I have a really good idea, but I'm not sure if they can stop it. So takes there, takes the block. Uh I know. I know I need to move. Man, okay. I don't know if this works. I was trying to finish calculating it and I just couldn't do it. I could not do it. I wanted to play bishop e5, but then I was thinking they just take and block. I thought I had a checkmate. And I didn't, of course, need to sack the rook, so maybe that was just a mistake. But now I'm like running out of time. Ah, that was very bad. That was very bad. Still have 2 pawns for the knight, but I feel like I'm just throwing this game away at this point. Oh my goodness. I promise you guys, we were totally winning this game. This wasn't a 10-minute game. I was going to find a really nice win. I'm sure of it. I am sure of it. That's the problem with the 10-minute games, right? You can't find, at least I can't find the nice lines because I don't have enough time. No, we never had a win. Are you kidding me? We were, wow. Maybe that's why I couldn't find it. There was no win there. Well, that's amazing. I mean, this guy literally wasted a move there. He wasn't even thinking about anything. These are the frustrating games for me. When you can tell your opponents are not really thinking about anything. They're just like making moves and hoping everything works out. Man. Yeah, I didn't have anything. I didn't have, that's why I couldn't find anything. This is what I couldn't get out of my mind. This was actually the best move. Wow. Yeah, I couldn't get bishop e5 out of my mind. I should have played it. But I thought he just takes and blocks. Okay, that's the stockfish line. That's what I should have just gone for this. Because he's all pinned up. And I can still play h3 so we don't get back mated. Oh, man. Would have just made the move faster. Yeah, and then I sort of panicked here. And then this is still a draw if I don't get forked. But with 22 seconds, there's no way he's going to flag me every time in a game like that. No, that's frustrating. All right. Well, I'm going to call it a night here. I tried to play some brilliant chess, guys. Fortunately, it didn't quite work out, but I will see you guys in the tournament recaps. So probably won't be streaming for a bit, but yeah, tournaments this weekend. So yeah, hopefully I'll have some more time to find some of those brilliant lines. All right, take it easy, guys. I'll see you next time.